The button.
What up, Tuesday painting stream? How you guys doing? Welcome to the last Tuesday of Other Games April. At least, yeah, the last Tuesday stream of Other Games April. How you guys doing? Who all got their Demon Ship pre-orders? I did. We got a sub from Enoch Root 86, and also there's also a poll in the chat about what you guys would like the next giveaway to be. Make sure to weigh in on that decision. Was there other subs that I might have missed?
There were a few other subs. Mama Wolf 213, 16 months.
60?
16.
16?
16.
Year and a quarter?
1-6. Paramunderhill hitting us at the 1 year mark right now. Scaver gifted a sub. And the Painting Dad rated us with a party of 30.
Oh, thank you, Painting Dad. Appreciate it. And also a sub from the Kitten. Thank you guys so much.
Previous giveaway winner, the Kitten.
Yes. Were you able to get that video downloaded? No, it just stopped. I let it go for the majority of my workday, and it just didn't go beyond 3%.
Spatsnat resubscribing 6 months.
Thank you. Thank you, Spatsnat. McKay says, I kind of missed the frosted tips. I just got another haircut recently, and I think they're all gone. I think all the frosting is gone. And then the one and only chair who is dead. He's dead because he was never alive.
True.
Because he's a chair. Lame. It was a Soulblight animation from Warhammer Plus. Oh, cool. I will attempt to send again. Okay. When sending large files, I've always had good luck with, what's that other one? I can't remember it.
Dropbox.
Not Dropbox. You know, like
Google
that.
Drive.
Not a
OneDrive.
Not a service like that. It's like a service like, here's a big file. It's going to be available for 48 hours. Get it before it goes away. People always use one of those services. I can't remember what it's called.
U.S. Postal Service.
WeTransfer. There it is, Rosie Honey. Thank you. How many channel points for the Frosted Tips redeem? No way. I need real dollars to do that. Mega Transfer, also another one. All right, today we're gonna paint a Greyjoy mini from start to finish. Hopefully, it's a mod I've already painted because I destroyed the other one totally that I painted, and I like this one. This one's enjoyable to paint.
Before I switch to the paint camera, you still got it on. I can see space mode.
Space mode. I really should just put this option in a quick find mode.
I should really point it out before we go live.
Or that works too.
Rat Pain subscribed with Prime. We love Prime subs. 4 months in a row.
Thank you, Rat Prime. Wow, Neko Galaxy model is done. I have that one off to the side and would love to show you guys that one. Space mode does sound cool, but it's mostly blinding. All right, here I can show you the Neko Galaxy fig. So I built a hoverboard, and then I 3D sculpted this little flight-based thing, and then glued an acrylic rod to the bottom of the hoverboard. This is just made out of styrene that I cut with my vinyl cutter, and then I put some sandpaper on top to act as grip tape. And then there she is. There's the lady. I got some good feedback about her eyes. I feel like if I had her eyes looking in the direction of this gun, that would have been better. I think it would give the thing more purpose. She looks a little soulless. We got Carson R and also Dylan Universe with Prime sub. Thank you guys. You bojo. Hoverboards don't work on water unless you got power. It's floating though. I pressure fitted this into the base, so if I want to remove the rod at any point to put it on a more thematically appropriate base, I can do that. But the rod itself is glued to the bottom of the board permanently. But yeah, there she is. All done. Did some little Hello Kitty freehand on the socks. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you might have saw that. Yeah. The script is fully written for it, and we're already beginning filming B-roll for it, so once I shoot the talking head and start editing, it'll be out pretty soon after that. Okay. In other news, though, we're painting this guy.
Whoops.
You're good. You're good. Looks sock as always. Nice. This is. Oh man, I can't remember all these guys' names.
I think this is Baylor Blacktide.
Yeah, that's it. This is Baylor Blacktide. And I like his face. He's got a good face. Even though he's got a beard, it's still nice and large and easy to paint.
But Scott, you already painted this on stream.
Well, apparently I love repainting models. Can't get enough batch painting. I'm stoked for the vid. Thank you. You should make a video where your talking head is Zordon from the whole video. I don't know. What's Zordon? Do you mean Zardos? The movie with the best James Bond actor in it? Sean Connery?
I think Zordon is the big talking head from Power Rangers.
Oh, okay. Classic. All right. Mama Wolf, thank you for the sub, or gifting a sub rather. We're hitting the age. I've definitely seen Power Rangers. I grew up watching that stuff.
Did you watch original Power Rangers or one of the many derivative shows?
I don't know. I was 6 years old. I don't think I cared.
I
was like, cool dudes in outfits, and they fucking turn into a giant robot. Let's fucking go, dude.
I mean, I'm on board, but you probably were watching one of the derivatives because I think the original came out when I was like in second grade. I don't know.
Motherfucker, you scoffed me when I asked if you knew Power Rangers at Adepticon. I don't even remember that question, but I absolutely do. I don't know them like super well.
Do you know of Power Rangers?
Ay.
Have you heard of Star Wars?
Zardos doesn't have Roger Moore in it? Nice. I thought, though, Zardos would be pretty fun. Yeah. You mean to wear a red battle mankini? And run around with a sick ponytail? When do we get the full Greyjoy army painted? Never. I don't know. At some point, I want to do a Kill Your Friends video of this, and so I gotta have a fully painted army. I think probably a good first step to that would be like figuring out what my 2K list would be that I would play in Kill Your Friends.
And by 2K list, he means 40 points.
That's true. Nowhere near 2,000 points. If I painted 2K points of Greyjoy, it'd be like a bazillion models.
People want a terrain giveaway.
Please do 2K points of Song of Ice and Fire.
Yeah, it's easy. We'll just multiply the points of each unit by 100. 20 points.
That is true, Rufus. I can always just pay someone to paint Curtis's army. I'm sure you'd appreciate that. Just finished your Neko stream this morning. How do you find display models? Or what's your go-to place to find them? I don't have a go-to place. It's kind of about knowing, just kind of knowing the companies. We have a Google Drive article that maybe there's a Nightbot command associated with that will share you a list of companies that I like. Scott, are we still gonna get another Other Games vid on the channel before the end of the month? You know, I'm being totally honest with you. April was a terrible month for my channel in terms of productivity, which is really unfortunate that it happened on the month where I wanted to do Other Games April. But like, I don't know if you guys are like this, but like, I had a pretty busy month ahead of me in April and May. I needed April to go well so that May could go really well. And then I came back from Adepticon. I had 2 days of work where I did like some preliminary shit. where I like was like I was like dealing with old videos, exporting them to my NAS, making space in my editing computer, dealing with emails that I missed, and then I started painting the Neko Galaxy figure. I like assembled it, gap filled it, and then I was sick for 4 days. I'm like, well, fuck. If I just lose out on this amount of work right at the beginning, there's no fucking chance that I'm gonna finish all this work I need to finish in April, and now May's gonna suck as well. And so at that moment, I was kind of just like, what's the point of even trying if I'm already like far behind in the first place? And I got really demotivated. Not sure if that ever happens to you guys, where it's just like, what's the point in even trying if I'm not gonna even, be successful? So that's kind of where I'm at. I think if I could answer your question honestly, they probably won't come out in April, but in May, the entirety of May is gonna be other games, April, for me as well. I'm not going to feature larger brands. So probably not in April, but in May, it's all small companies as well. That's some kind of like, that's some kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Consolation prize. It happens literally all the time, yeah.
I never get anything done.
As someone currently writing their dissertation, straight relatable shit right there, yeah. And most people probably don't care about what month it actually happened. I'm just brand new mini painter player. Would love to see some videos about non-GW stuff. Well, yeah, definitely coming in May.
Did you call out the 5 gifted subs in the middle of that?
From who? I don't see it in chat.
Crunstall gifted 5 subs.
Ooh, Crunstall! Thank you, sir. If you got a gifted stuff from Crunstall, make sure to thank him in the chat. Also, as a sub, you get access to the Discord server, so make sure you check that out. Spring lethargy. Time always runs away from me this time of year. Interesting.
Barney, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, Barney.
Prime.
Also, when you do games, I'd say you do. Also, when you do games, I'd say more often you do games other than GW anyways. It's kind of what you do already. Yeah. I just felt bad that it was a thing that I was planning. I got other people roped into, and then I'm just like, not staying on top of it. So, anyways.
All right, chat.
All right, chat.
You wanted terrain.
What the fuck's the deal?
I got two options sitting in front of me. Maybe because it's other games April, we'll hold off on this one because we've got some movement trays that I would throw in with this that are very clearly for Age of Sigmar. So let's do these other ones.
Okay.
What the hell are these? Give me a second to figure out what this giveaway is.
All right.
Also, Travel Cedric gifted 5 subs.
Hey, Travel Cedric, thank you, sir. Again, likewise.
We're already halfway to our giveaway today.
Hell yeah.
That I'm still typing in.
If you guys, again, got gifted that stuff from Travel Cedric, let him know in the chat channel that you're appreciative of it. Other games, hey, bro! Here's the true man of the hour, chat. Who's truly carrying OGA. I am floundering, but thank God we have content creators like Jay. But yeah, guys, this model that I'm painting right now has a very clear front and back. And what I mean by that is the back is almost entirely covered by one detail, and it doesn't really wrap around the front very well. Whenever you can ID a model like that, what that tells me is that I'm able to airbrush 2 significant portions on the model without having to do any masking, which is like a huge time saver. This guy has a really clear front and back. Nice, okay. So yeah, I'm gonna airbrush this fur cloak in a large way, and then I'm also gonna probably airbrush like the tunic and try to save on a lot of time if I'm able to do so. Maybe even 3 parts, we'll see. Because he has like this tunic thing, and then he has like a bunch of like armor padding, and they seem to be all pretty easy to paint with an airbrush with maybe minimal overspray that won't end up mattering if we cleverly choose colors. So let's try to do that and see what that looks like. And if you didn't get a sub, you have to type dodged. Are you interested in doing big game stuff? Oh, okay. There was a question, and I can't read it. It's like just got off of the page. So I think it's talking about doing GW content.
Yeah, give me 1 second here. I'll pull it up. I just was trying to, do my job.
CJ Play.
Do my other part of the job.
Yeah, you're good, man. CJ Play, thank you for the Prime sub. Appreciate it. 4 months. Donged.
Captain McLean asked, are you at all interested in doing big game stuff like GW-related content? Do you need a special month to not focus on that content? I would say, if I'm speaking for Scott, the answer is clearly no.
Do you need to special months to not focus on that type of content? I'm not sure I understand the question.
I think they're saying, do you need something like Other Games April to not constantly talk about GW?
Oh, God, no. This was more to rope other content creators in. That's, just to kind of... I haven't watched Eons of Battle's video yet, but he made a video where he's like, I broke up with GW for a month, and here's what I learned. I haven't watched it yet, but what I'm going to assume is the resolution was, I don't need to focus on GW content to pull the kind of numbers that I always pull. Because if you look at Jay's views for like the last 5 or 6 videos he's made, they all float in like the world of what he always kind of, gets. Somewhere between, what is it, like 40 and 60K views? Like most of the videos are getting that. But I haven't watched the video yet, so I'm assuming entirely. But I wanted to show that to other content creators, that you don't necessarily need GW to get, decent views. If you are good at making videos, and they are good at making videos. The ham question, CJ Play, already got CJ, but ham question, thank you for the prime sub. What up, Leaf Strider?
Did you ask or answer Mr. Shankly's question about where to get his first display model or bust?
No, I did not, but are we able to find that Google Drive document that is like a list of manufacturers that I like?
I have a Nightbot command for it. Let me see here.
I think there was one. What Scott is saying is Eon's About gets 1 less view. Scott. No, I've watched most of his videos.
I'm wrong.
The video is mainly about how much he learned about painting, actually. Fantastic. Okay, never mind, I'm wrong then. And Eon's Val says, just mostly talked about Fallout Wasteland Warfare for the most of it. Okay, nice. Rufus Kit linked some spreadsheet in the thing, but I didn't put it in a spreadsheet. It's in a Google Drive doc. That's
what it is. No, this is it.
Okay, so it just says spreadsheets for some reason. Okay,
yeah, docs.google.com/spreadsheet/D/1LURN6. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. I need the color Bearing Blue from scale 75. There it is. And then I also need this. And I also want this. Okay.
All right.
I did get my ghost boat accessories, yes. Okay. All right, we're gonna start off with the Zenithal highlight using Bearing Blue, which is an off-white blue color. This is just a good place to start for my dude who is gonna be largely nautical colors. Airbrush would make getting under the capes on A Song of Ice and Fire so much easier. It struggles with the attached bases. Yeah, it can be annoying. Airbrushes are just helpful for a ton of reasons. But
all right, so our giveaway today. I don't want to lose my train of thought again.
Okay.
It is 2 pieces of Snot Goblin Gaming modular ruin terrains, large ruins. These have been in here for a while. They're pretty neat. You can assemble them in a variety of ways, it looks like.
Yeah, they're modular terrain, like you just said, so you can... I think they're... Can be line of sight blocking, you have multiple floors. Stuff like that. Can I have them, please? Maybe, if you win them. Oh, now we're calling it Phantom Yacht. You know, honestly, Demon Ship is a great fucking name, and we should just call it Demon Ship. Because it's like a really good name. I already said that. It's a great name. We should use the word Demon Ship to call it that. What up, Double D's Minis? I've been all right, I've been better. Got my Scale 85 Blood and Fire set the other day, and I'm loving them. Definitely can see the matteness that you were talking about needing to get used to, especially the drying times. But those paints are absolutely lovely, and I use them on the 3D printed V-Rock for my Pathfinder game. I'm not sure what that is. Am I doing other painting comps? I'm gonna go to Monte San Savino, so I guess I'll do that one if I can figure out a way to transport display models in a way that doesn't make me like wanna scream out in terror. But you know, otherwise, probably not. Maybe that one, no? Do you think it's a great name? I think it's a great name. I'm working on this character from a Greyjoy lineup.
Did we explain how the giveaway works?
Nope.
I don't know what he said, chat. I couldn't hear him.
I'm gonna be pretty aggressive with this zenithal highlight. I am making sure I'm not hitting the lower sides of the model, but I am also going pretty heavy with this first layer of paint. Scott, stop trying to rename Devil Raft. Exclamation mark chill, yes.
Devilcraft? That's a different thing. That's like what people believed that Warcraft was.
I love it. We got Ghost Boat, Devil Raft. There was another one that was pretty good. All right, cool. Now, because I'm going to like be blending on top of this color with my airbrush, I'm not too concerned about like colors mixing in my airbrush. And so I'm just gonna clean my airbrush with water. I'm not gonna like worry about getting it totally clean. Man, that Greyjoy looks so much crispier than the Baratheon starter box. Yeah, this particular character is, I think, Heroes Box 2 for Greyjoy, if not Heroes Box 3. And it came out
2. There isn't a 3 yet.
There isn't a 3 yet. So it came out later. And some of their later stuff does look better than some of their earlier stuff. But I feel like with Simon, there's a bit of a ceiling that you tend to hit. I feel like for a while, all their Kickstarters were getting better and better, and they can kind of, like there's like 5%, 3% bumps in quality with each one they were coming out with, and now they've kind of hit a ceiling, and it's kind of they're all kind of the same quality now. Not sure if you guys have observed the same thing, but that's kind of what it feels like on my end.
You might be right. I don't know. Certainly the more recent boxes overall are higher quality than the original boxes for Song, but it doesn't seem like each progressive release is clearly better. It just is like the second block of factions, the more recent 4 or so, have been better.
Anyone else watch the Frostgrave stream and get really excited about the game? I'm building train boards for it now. I bet you say no.
Yeah, I said no. I won't be roped into buying yet another game that I'm not going to play.
I think Dan wrote a list and bought models already.
Jesus.
Jay's asking, I might have asked previously, but how many minis to paint for a Song of Ice and Fire army? Depends on what you're playing. Obviously, there are some more elite factions, but I would say, let's think about this. You're going to have what? 4 or 5 trays of dudes. Maybe in worst case scenario, 48 dudes, because there's always 12 models in a unit. And then you're probably going to have a leader, so 49. You're going to have maybe 3 NCUs, so maybe 52 models. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 to 55 models. If you have a cavalry-heavy army, then it's way less. Then it's like 20 models.
But you're also painting horses, which takes like 7 years.
Yes, then it's basically you're painting half as many models, but each model takes 3 times as long to paint. So,
yeah. If you're just talking about one force, yeah, basically it's what's in a starter box is roughly the amount that you're going to be painting. Not necessarily the ones in a starter box, but that's basically a force. If you're talking about painting like fully for competitive play, Song uses a 2-list format. So you basically have like a army and a sideboard army. So you'll probably end up painting more like 80 if you want fully painted for competitive play.
I don't think Jay's gonna go into many tournaments for Song of Ice and Fire. Frostgrave definitely seems like a war game I wouldn't mind jumping into. It is, it's very chill. It's very chill until your opponent blinding lights you a million times in a row.
Jay, you should come here for the super regional that's in 1 month. For Song of Ice and Fire. That should be your intro to the game, is just come to the giant tournament that we're having here.
Horse Force. Yes, I agree with Evan. It's a good first, it's a good learning experience.
Well, not only is it a good learning experience in the sense that the tournament is a good learning experience, but there will be a bunch of teaching games and stuff like that.
Oh, there you go. Someone asked me if I got in on the Kickstarter campaign for that game, that game? BattleTech, and I did not. It's not my thing.
Not his thing yet, chat.
Yet.
We'll get there.
Okay, I am now specifically targeting the furs with this Vallejo Ice Yellow. And I'm also going to see if I can also hit the face, just to give me a little extra bright zenithal undercoat for when painting skin tones. Someone mentioned that Scale 75, they were trying them out and they enjoyed them. A nice thing about the mattness of Scale 75 is that paint sticks to the matte surface really well. So it spiderwebs much less. Or it has a tendency to do it less.
Let's make this a little more visible. There you go. Boom.
My plan is to paint the fur with some kind of contrast paint, just to differentiate it from the rest of the parts of the model. But I want to get it sufficiently bright so that when I do put a contrast paint, there's some interesting things going on under it. Check out Liquitex Gouache replacement as a replacement for Chimera. I mean, Chimera kind of works fine. Why do you feel the need to replace it? Song of Ice and Fire uses soft plastic, right? How bad are the mold lines? You can really scrape them off. You can't really scrape them off, can you? Yeah, you can't really. I will say that some of the hands and all of the weapons are cast in a different material that is very easily scrapable. I don't know why they chose to do the hands and the armor. Maybe, in my head, that would be the last thing you'd want to make easier to clean. Because typically, easier to clean means less rubbery, means less flexible, which means it's less resilient. And I feel like weapons like spears and axes and shit, those are the most often to break. And so in my head, you'd want those to be rubbery and resilient to damage, and you want the rest of the model to be hard because it's less likely to break.
I understand what you're saying, but I think the objective there is that they don't want people opening up a box of a unit and going, why are all their swords bent?
Why are they all bent?
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing. Stiffness. Yeah.
Yeah. The harder plastic is less susceptible to coming out of the package being, wow, his sword sure is curved.
That's a good point. Didn't think about that.
I do think that they should just be casting the whole model out of the firmer plastic and they would get better definition, but...
Did you zoom the camera in digitally?
I put it back to its native resolution. We had it scaled out for when you were doing the display painting.
Ah, okay. But yeah, so to answer that question fully, you can clean them. You need to cut them off with X-Acto knives, the mold lines. You can't file them off or sand them off super nicely. It kind of just gets all ratty and nasty. It certainly isn't as nice as plastic.
Miniatures Tavern, the Miniatures Tavern, rating us with a party of 74.
Woo! Thank you, Miniatures Tavern. Got 2 raids today. Appreciate it.
Zombie Assassin, you could use curved swords to solve that, except then what happens if the sword is straight and you go, but it's curved on the box? Why are my swords straight?
All right, now we're gonna do some airbrushing with some khaki to paint the front of the tunic. We'll use Thar Brown for that. This color.
For those of you that are just joining us, Scott is painting a model from Song of Ice and Fire. He's painting a Greyjoy hero, Baelor Blacktide. He's actually painted this guy one other time, but in a fit of absolute unjustified rage, he decided to cover all of his Greyjoy heroes in a thick layer of resin. Definitely did it on purpose.
Yeah. I'm dying inside.
It was premeditated and intentional murder. So now he gets to paint them again.
I feel like this is the universe calling me out to finish my two for my FLGS. Finish your 2 Song of Ice and Fire models?
Armies?
Armies? Go for that water effect. Yeah, that white water effect. Ah! All right, now we're gonna do that khaki tunic. The great resining. Which, when you 3D print minis, do you find it easier to file off the support lines and pieces, or use a knife? I find it way easier to use. I warm up my 3D prints and just pop the supports off, and then if there is anything remaining, then I will sand them off with the sanding twig. All right, let's paint this tunic now a nice khaki color. Trying to not ace the padded armor on either side. This color looks incredibly similar to Ice Yellow, and I should have just done one or the other. It was dumb that I am doing two. It looks a little, less yellowy, but over blue kind of knocks a lot of that yellowy stuff down. Just models. The shop is doing the game night promo models for the monthly painting competition. Nice.
That's cool.
That explains it. Why else would you mix resin right next to your painting, your painted minis you spent so many hours on, unless you want to destroy them? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, see, he was just trying to give himself a rational explanation. It's like the person that tries to disguise their arson as stupidity. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I was just playing with gasoline right next to my fire. It totally wasn't intentional.
All right, cool. All right, so we got a decent amount of airbrushing done. We have the cape set up for a nice contrast application, a nice speed paint application to make it nice and kind of differentiate it from the rest of the model. We have our padded armor that's going to stay bearing blue for the most part. We have our kind of cream colored tunic And then we have our face that's nicely highlighted zenithally that will make painting it with skin tone later on much easier. Much easier. So that's how we're gonna set it up with the airbrush. We'll give it a clean, and then we'll get on to some paintbrush work. Love the one-page rules. Inspired me and my friends to hop in and play a 250-point fantasy skirmish, and it was hella fun. That's awesome. Glad to hear it. So chat, since last we talked, I think I've seen 3 movies. First and foremost, went and saw the new Evil Dead Rise in theaters, and enjoyed it thoroughly. Saw The Visitor. If you guys know The Visitor, I think a review for that game was that it was the gold standard for like trippy 70s Italian movies. It's a sci-fi movie, and it's fantastic. And then what else? Oh, there's a third one I can't remember at the moment. But yeah, pretty good movies. I have not seen the vampire movie. No, Renfield. Is that what you're asking afterthought? The Renberg? You mean Renfield? He brought up movies, ban him. I love the new Evil Dead Rise movie. Does Scott not use an overspray capturing box? I do not.
The Office is the overspray capturing box.
Yeah. My wife and I are supposed to go on a date and see Rise this weekend. All right.
Full Metalhead wants to know, when are we finally doing a collab with Eons of Battle?
You know, the funny thing about where I'm at in my current YouTube trajectory, and where I imagine that a lot of YouTubers are that are kind of like trying to do it for a living, is that we're all so fucking busy that trying to include someone else in your schedule slows you down to the point where it's just not worth it. What I realize is that most YouTubers work this way, where it's like, I am at 100% capacity. I can do everything that I'm committing myself to, but if anything slows me down, I'm fucked. At least that's how I do my job. And so like, if you include another YouTuber into a collab, it takes time that you didn't expect for, it slows you down, you make less good content. So it's hard to do collabs actually. It was much easier to do collabs when I was first getting started on YouTube, when things mattered less. I don't know if that's true though. Let me know if you feel that way, if Jay or if any other YouTuber is in the chat. I didn't say it's not worth it. I will collaborate with anyone. It's just you have to be very specific about when you plan it.
You heard a chat. He'll collaborate with anyone.
Anyone. That's not true, actually. You know, the point of it. So just to real talk a little bit. The point of a collaboration is for both channels to benefit in a meaningful way. Unless you're just being charitable, which also totally valid.
Anyone.
So considering that, it's good to collaborate with people who have similar viewerships. So not like sizes of audiences, but like their videos get similar view counts. Scott and Kanye collab ASAP. Hey man, I will take the charity. Like when Jazz approached me, I was very clear about that. I was like, your channel is much larger than mine. I'm not gonna like give you many viewers, whereas you're gonna give me a lot. And he was like, you know, I don't care about that right now, so let's just do it. And so in that case, it was totally fine. But I just wanted to be clear with him about that. That's something I'm always concerned about. Okay, done with airbrushing. Turn that thing off. Let's get to painting. YouTube always sounds so stressful. It's interesting. It can be stressful, but it really, the individual makes it stressful. It's very easy for it to become that way if you're not like on top of your shit. And it's difficult to be on top of your shit, but ultimately we have total autonomy over what's going on, you know, through the screen. So it shouldn't be stressful, but it very easily becomes that way. I'm working toward making it much less stressful for myself though. Are you going to Adams Con TMX? Probably not. Yeah, so, okay. Jay confirmed for me, it is ridiculously hard to fit in a collab. Fun, but hard. Yeah. Okay, let's find some brushes here. I do have some collabs coming, though. I'm collabing with 52 Miniatures and also Broadsword Wargaming later in the year.
Yeah, 52 is coming here, right?
Yes.
And I know you wouldn't call it a collab, but we're going to have Vince and Adam out here again this
It's a
year.
form of collab, for sure. Yeah, having him come over. We're not working on a video, but we are collaborating probably on a podcast, maybe. Definitely on a live stream.
Basically, honestly, the same thing we did last year, but new game. So.
Okay. Since I have these broken anvil paints on my desk, I'll just use them. Why not?
Sweet.
I really like the skin tone. The skin tone is a pretty good neutral skin tone to start from, and there's a really good dark red color somewhere.
This is a glowing endorsement, chat. He's using it beyond when he had to use them.
I can be totally honest, I'm just doing it because it's on my desk.
It's his new favorite paint. # favorite, baby.
Be careful. That is not the case. But it's not bad, you know. Like it could be bad to the point where I don't want to use it. It annoys me, and it's not doing that. So that's good. That's a good thing. Hey, what up, Kara? Kara's in the chat. You guys are coming in October, right? So using red as a shadow color for green has a interesting effect. Is there a similar color for blue midtone for more interesting punchy shading? Well, you're just referring to typical hue contrast. So red and green. The hue contrast to blue would be orange. Not the greatest shadow for blue, but you could mix orange into a shadow color, say into brown, into purple, to kind of create something interesting. And then
I mean,
yellow,
many shades of brown are just dark oranges.
This is true. And then also for yellow, it's blue. Right after my birthday. Nice. Yeah, I want to echo that sentiment that Rufus just shared in the chat. Broadsword Wargaming, which is a lovely couple duo, Kara and Ollie, put out a video about what it was like to open and run and still operate a game store, I think during the pandemic. You should watch that video. It's really cool.
Yeah, I'll throw a link up to it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. What's your favorite contrast brand? I don't use them enough to really know. All right, the caps on these bottles suck fucking dick, man. I hate them. That's one thing that almost makes them unusable. Not unusable, it's just like everything is so close. All the paint ranges are so similar that like the smallest issue is like enough of a reason to not use it. So while I am a pedant and what I'm saying makes me sound even more like that, just seems justifiable because it's like they're all so similar in quality. All right, this paintbrush should be good enough. Let's spray some. I always like to. I clean my brush pretty intermittently while I'm painting minis with brush soap. Just seems to always just sharpen up a brush and kind of bring it back to life a little bit, you know? You're a what? A pedant. It's a weird sounding word, but I'm very particular about the words I use, the things I do, the way I do things, the opinions I have. Like I'm anal, I guess, is the colloquial term. Eat the paint, eat it! I really love GW contrast paint through an airbrush. You can control it better. Yeah, those kinds of paints, like translucent paints, are amazing through an airbrush. It's like an ink, you know? And maybe it's autism, I don't know. Pedantry, pedantic. You're such a grown, Scotty. What does that mean, Luke?
Growny grown?
Growny grown. What does that mean?
I have no idea.
I'm a peasant too. I'm a peasant too. That was funny. I dig the facial hair, thank you. saying you're a big boy. All right.
I'm a big boy.
I'm a big boy. Okay, let's do it. Let's paint his face. But yeah, if you guys are fans of horror, definitely go check out the Evil Dead Rise movie. It did a pretty good job of trying to keep everyone happy. This paintbrush is not
happy.
It is not coming to a nice point.
Oh, neat.
Now it's better. All right. Your persnickety, absolutely. Seeing it tomorrow, so excited. I didn't even know pedant is used in English. Thought it was a German word. It sort of fits German-speaking countries too. Interesting. I didn't know that pedant was a word in German. Does it mean the same thing? But did a tree violate someone? No, an elevator did.
I mean, pedant is a Latin root word.
Gotcha. An elevator doesn't violate someone, but a very similar scene occurs in an elevator that you're referring to in the Evil Dead remake. I'm painting this flesh with pretty translucent skin tone here, just for reference. I should paint his arms as well.
The kitten says, lead has been used both as a spice and a paint, so lead must taste the best. That's actually true. Lead is sweet.
Exciting.
Like powdered lead is sugary. That's why little kids eat leaded paint chips. And it creates a feedback cycle because it doesn't just taste awful. It tastes good. And you eat all that leaded paint and your brain melts.
Well, whenever someone asks me what my favorite tasting paint is, I always say airbrush paint because it tastes sweet. Now I know why. No, if there was lead chips or lead anything in airbrush paint, that'd be so fucking bad. That'd be so bad.
Yeah, clearly there's a flaw in the evolution of how we taste things, because a lot of stuff that, like, will kill you tastes really good. Antifreeze is another great example, as Vic Vega points out. Antifreeze is incredibly sweet. It'll also just destroy your kidneys.
I need help with picking a color scheme for my Lumineth army. Any ideas? What's your favorite color? Okay, I keep putting my cup in the Pokemon cup, or my brush in the Pokemon cup, and there is nothing in there.
Why aren't you using your Pokemon cup?
I don't know. There's just water in this one, so I'm using this one.
I wonder what uranium tastes like, Haggard Zagoat.
Did you see the old world base sizes change? I look forward to your video on rebasing a full elf army. Haha, yeah, I fucking saw that. It's annoying. It's like I like rebased half of my wood elf army for Age of Sigmar when it first came out. Then I was like, I did like 1,500 points of wood elves in that game, and I was like, man, fuck this. Like, I don't care about this, because like at that point it was clear that GW did not care about wood elves, and so I like was less inclined to like actually base the whole army. And so then I just waited, and then Old World came out. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll wait for like the actual game to come out, and then I won't need to rebase my models. Lo and behold, the actual game comes out, and I still have to rebase my squared base models on other square bases. So
I think, as Athoth has it right, rank and flank is easy to rebase. Just use an upside movement tray that accepts the smaller bases and spaces them properly.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, like, ultimately speaking, you could literally make little attachments for the bases to adapt them to bigger bases. There are options.
Yeah, I think making some kind of like 3D printed thing that you would like you print out a movement tray like Rufus was saying that like had like a little checkerboard pattern on it and you kind of just slot in. You could even like base the checkerboard pattern in the same way you base the model, so you wouldn't even necessarily see the beginning and ending of the bases.
Rufus, is this your $1 million idea? It's to be the first and primary source for these adapters.
Wait, was Rufus saying that, or was Azathoth saying that?
Rufus said, I was thinking I could make money 3D printing those adapters.
Oh, yeah. Might be able to. GW is saying, GW said they'd be selling bases and movement trays, so you don't, I mean, if they're selling bases, don't I need to rebase my models on the base? I'm interested to see what you mean by that, like what they mean by they're going to have other options.
It's like a glove for your base to turn it into a bigger base.
Okay. I like gloves.
I like base. That's what they're going to be called, by the way, is base gloves.
Okay.
I'm sure of it. Quote me on this later.
All right, I will. All right, I did say I was going to paint this model in one stream, so Evan, talk with the people. Let me know when there's a question.
I just, none of the questions are worthy of you, Scott. No. We need better questions.
No, just say what they're saying.
All right.
I can riff on a lot of stuff.
Wow. I have not seen this take.
Fuck.
Eon's Battle says, I cannot wait to see what happens with the old world. 30K is genius. It's oops, all Space Marines, one model range for a whole game. Old world will need to pump out like 16 factions. But Jay, what if they do the other thing and just don't release like any new models? Because all their previews have been basically like, wow, look at this. We're just making the old stuff again, but a little bit better.
Yeah. I mean, have we actually seen models for Old World? We haven't.
No, they did a little bit of talk about the previews of the base sizes and stuff.
As far as I'm aware, I think at Warhammer World, the next Golden Demon, which is very soon, they're showing off the rule set, right? Like the rules are like the whole game is coming out. Someone was telling this fucking weekend.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll be talking about it on the next stream. It won't be Other Games April anymore. Professional Paint Liquor, like that name, is a light source from the top, a go-to for Zenithal Highlight, also RIP Britonia. By nature, Zenithal refers to coming from the top. It's not how it's always used, but the word means from the zenith.
Yeah.
Yes.
So to answer your question, yes. And Evan is right. The term Zenithal means it's coming from above.
Yeah. Baddies Are Bad says they previewed Britonia for old world models, and it is just the old Britonian Knights. And yeah, that's what I've seen so far. It's the previews and leaks so far are just like, it's the old stuff. It's the same stuff.
I mean, that would be very surprising to me. If like the entirety of it was all just...
What if it's just them releasing it on like modern plastic sprues, but it's basically the same, and they introduce a few new heroes?
I mean, I guess. I honestly wouldn't mind that. I mean, here's the thing. Like, they're not going to... I mean, when you think about it, they're not going to fucking remake whatever, 15 factions and with 12 to 15 units and heroes in each faction and then release it all at the same time. Like, they learned a long time ago that if you want to make money, you need to release things as a drip feed. People are going to buy one unit box every 2 weeks, every month, but they're not going to buy a ton of unit boxes if you release 8 at once. I used to love it when GW redid a faction. They like released every character and every box all at once. And it was like so hype. It was like, here's your new book. Here are 8 new units that got reskinned. it was so awesome. But like from a business standpoint, that doesn't make much sense.
Newbie question: is it acceptable to not base figures?
Is it acceptable?
Can you base them after getting fully done painted with the figure without issue?
Hey, what was the second part of the question? Can you do what?
Can you base them after getting fully done painting the figure without issue?
Yeah, for the most part, yes, you can. And I think a pretty standard approach to basing for a lot of hobbyists is basically you put the paint, you put the dirt and whatever else can be painted on the base of the model, and then you prime the whole model at once, plastic and the base, paint the model, and then at the end you have a based model that is ready to get painted, and you can add on any tufts afterwards. So that is the typical process for basing minis, at least for myself, and I think for a decent amount of hobbyists.
Yeah, and there's plenty of people who just paint the mini separate from the base and then stick it on at the end.
Or
there's even products that facilitate that. Like if you don't like basing and think it's big drag to stick grass and tufts on stuff, you can just buy gaming ready bases from a number of companies like Gamers Grass, where you just go, yep, I need 32 millimeter bases for my guys, and I'm gonna glue these guys onto it, and I'm done. Cool, they're on Mars. I did it. And then when people compliment you on your great basing, you can be like, yeah, thanks, I did it myself. Yeah, Geek Gaming Scenics has a bunch of pre-mixed stuff. Speaking of, Scott, weren't we supposed to get some of those?
Yes. I'll have to look again at what we discussed. I'm pretty sure I asked for a little fun collection of stuff from his range, but I can't remember what the resolution was.
I just sent you a message so you'll remember that we talked about this.
Oh, nice.
Rufus Kit, you watch too many streams, man.
Well,
the last time we talked about Geek Gaming Scenics on stream was probably late last year. Maybe it was January. It's been months. I know, buddy. I know. Rills Rick says, I don't care for basing generally. I try to find 3D printed bases that are already designed. That is the pro move if you have a 3D printer. You can find really, really cool sculpted bases that just require a little bit of painting to stick your guys on, like crystal fields and stuff like that. If I had a 3D printer when we started our AOS Escalation League, my guys would not be standing on lava. They'd be standing on other cooler stuff.
I think my issue with sculpted 3D bases is that they just look like they were sculpted 3D bases. I like how bases have a different texture and finish to them. Like tufts, for instance, look like no painted effect you could ever create. And I know you can put a tuft on a sculpted base, but for instance, trees or any naturally occurring thing that's 3D sculpted just doesn't look super great on a base like that.
I agree, but I think that those things are played out, which is why my guys are, on lava, or I'd be putting them on crystal fields or summoning circles, things like that.
Okay.
Things that require more work ordinarily, but then you can cheat and use a 3D printer.
Yeah.
And then say, thanks, I sculpted it myself.
Yes.
This is key. Anytime anyone gives someone else credit for something, no, I did this.
Never trust Evan. That's what I'm learning right now.
I'm not even producing this stream right now. Someone else is doing it for me, and I'm just taking the credit.
Son of a bitch, I knew it.
It's like capitalism or something. It's a metaphor. I don't know. Maho42 says, the point of my brush moves so much more than yours. Am I bad or is the brush bad?
You are bad. And there is nothing to feel, there's no reason why you should feel any shame for that. I mean, there's a couple of things probably going on. One, you might have naturally more shake than me. Two, your brush not be as sharp as me. And the other things that I might be doing that you can do is I have many points of contact on this model. So I'm not even moving right now. And what I'm doing is my elbows are down. My hands are on the edge of my desk. My thumb is on the holder for the model. I have 1, 2, 3 other fingers on the holder. I have one finger touching the back of the Mini, and I have my finger touching the Mini right here, and then I am finally holding the brush with 3 fingers. So I have like, I don't know, 9, 8, 7 points of contact that are just for stability, and then my 3 fingers that hold the brush are anchored to the fingers that are a part of that stability.
And that's, I think, the biggest thing that when I'm teaching people at the store, like Babby's first mini painting advice, keep pressing your hands together in some form, regardless of how you do it, is one of the best secrets for for getting your hands not to be, like super shaky. Because if one hand shakes, that shake is transmitted into the other hand, so they move together, rather than if you don't touch your hands together, then the hands are shaking towards and away each other, and it's very bad.
Yes.
Alex is over here thinking about claiming credit for my work. He says he's eating cookies, but what he's trying to do is claim credit for what I'm doing. And by what I'm doing, I mean the person that I'm paying to, oh yeah, thank you, to produce the stream while I just sit here and pretend to produce it.
Also, generally speaking, it's not a great idea to lay hands on the model, but for like parts where you need a ton of stability, like painting the eyeballs and the face, it's okay. You can do a little bit, just not do it a ton. Exigent Midnight, thank you for the prime sub.
The Kitten just gifted a sub. And Mood Template subscribed with Prime. Man, that cookie was good.
Mood Template, thank you for the sub. We appreciate it. Okay, I am continually pressing my brush on the eyeball over and over and over again. And the reason why I do that is because each time I increase the pressure by a tiny amount. And when I do that, the brushes splay a little bit more and more and more. And they surround, or not surround, yeah, they surround this orb-shaped eyeball. It's very small. It's a very small thing. But they push more and more and more, and I push more and more and more on the eye to make it bigger and bigger and bigger. Because the bigger I make it right now, the easier it's going to be to paint in a iris/pupil.
And you know what I have to say about that, right?
What's that? Mood Template and FJC.
Team Fuck Eyes.
Team Fuck Eyes. FJC and Mood Template, thank you for the sub. Also, Prenup Paul, thank you for the prime sub. I think there was a question that got highlighted. Do you know what that question was, Evan?
It was related to what you were talking about before, where you were saying touching the model. Route the Great had said, how do you keep your finger from rubbing off paint and primer on the back? That's my issue in touching the model. Stronger paints and primers help a lot. It's why I stopped using the Pro Acryl primer. I love painting on it, but it's just not robust enough to touch the model ever. And I touch my models too much. So it's my own damn fault.
You can also use finger cots. You can get, they're basically like one finger gloves. And when I use a finger cot on like a paint job I really care about, like a big display model where I know I'm gonna be touching the model a lot, I'll put 2 finger cots on these 2 fingers, and then I'll put 3 on these 3 fingers, because those are the fingers that I touch. Like these fingers wrap around the back of the model. Like these 2 fingers, or I did the reverse. These 3 fingers, because they wrap. These 2 fingers, because they go on the model for stability. It's some combination of fingers. Whatever ones touch the model, put some gloves on, and that will reduce the friction. It's not going to solve the problem entirely, but it'll reduce it a little bit.
Dwarf Dad says, all this has been commercials for me. If you're getting a lot of ads from Twitch, there's a really easy way to avoid it.
I don't even, I'm confused. So Dwarf Dad, can you be specific? You rated us like, I don't know, a couple hours ago. Not a couple hours ago, maybe like 45 minutes ago. In that 45-minute span of time, how many ads have you seen?
I'm going to guess that he's probably seen about 8.
And how many ad breaks have you gotten? Is it like 3 ad breaks, 2 ads a break? Like I feel like I'm not making these choices.
Yeah, there are two easy ways to avoid ads on Twitch. You can get Twitch Turbo, which is a thing that most people don't know about. It's basically like YouTube Premium. Or you can get subscribed. Any channel you're subscribed to, you don't get ads from, which is why A Coco says, I've had 0 ad breaks at all. Been subscribed for 2 months. That's why, baby. And yeah, they are set to the Twitch default, which now is every 30 minutes we get an ad break, and it is 1 minute long, I believe. Let me double check. Guts subscribed with Prime. He doesn't want those ads. And when we hit 50 subs today, we're going to give away those, what was the name of the company? Snot Goblin Gaming. Modular terrain.
Thank you, Guts. Dwarf Dad says, I got 3 back-to-back, but that's only been 1 ad break since I dropped in, so it's not bad. I was just laughing at the timing. Gotcha. I thought Dwarf Dad was the person that rated us.
No, that was, the Miniatures Tavern.
Ah, okay. I fucked up the eye, and so I am repainting it white to redo it.
W3IRDB33RD.
Weird Beard.
Subscribed with Prime. 8 months. Once again, Bezos bucks for Scott.
Woo! That was Weird Beard, right?
Yeah. I just call him Weird Bird.
Weird Bird.
Yeah. Round number is restored. If you don't like us being at a round number, you should get subscribed. There you go. Will of the Brush subscribed with Prime. Breaking the round number. Well done.
All right, let's try doing a iris again.
Here we go.
All right, that's better. Once I paint the upper cheek, should be good. Good to go. Let's test that theory.
Guts says, currently painting along my Tyranid army in the color scheme of the Flood from Hello. I believe you mean Halo. I love your YouTube. It has helped me a lot, and I love your metal theme.
Oh, thank you, Guts. Is that Guts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Just got subscribed a couple minutes ago with Prime.
Nice. Appreciate it, Guts.
Words of love in the chat.
Also, we got stuff from Incredible Mr. Edible. Thank you.
He said, already handed out my Prime for the month. Who'd you give it to, Mr. Edible?
How could you?
I mean, we appreciate you subscribing here with real money, but I'm curious. Where did that Prime sub go?
Yeah. We sometimes pretend that Prime subs give us like more money or they're more valuable or something, but they're not. They're not more valuable. It's the same payout. So, just so you guys know.
Yeah, they aren't more valuable. They're less valuable to you.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to.
The
ask is not that big. The truth is, to peek behind the curtain a bit, if you want to spend your real hard-earned dollars supporting us, supporting via Patreon and telling us you're doing it because of the Twitch streams is more dollar for dollar efficient because of what Twitch takes versus what Patreon takes. Now, don't get me wrong. We love your subs, and that's why we love Prime subs in particular, because it's money that you otherwise would not be using. But yeah. And if you don't know, there's behind the scenes stuff on the Patreon too. Route the Great wants to know, what do you listen to while you paint? When not on stream, do you paint to metal? Or is it lo-fi like what you have on stream? Or is it other stuff?
I largely is nothing, or I listen to the Dota Pro circuit, so DPC. So I listen to VODs, or I listen live to matches going on.
I'm actually curious about what chat tends to listen to, so I'm going to set up a poll real quick. What do you listen to while you paint?
The voices in my head. Yeah, it kind of depends what I'm painting. Like, I know if I am gonna need to focus a lot on like what I'm doing video-wise, I'll listen to nothing. I know if I'm gonna be doing the same thing for a long time, like, you know, if I've shown all the meaningful parts of painting a face, I don't need to record anything more, but I got like an hour left of painting that I don't have to record anything. In that case, then I will listen to music, like metal music mostly.
I said music, podcasts, audiobooks, and nothing, but I should have had like a TV shows thing on there. Oh well. I think that kind of falls into podcasts. It's just a podcast with a script and a video, right? Live plays is definitely a podcast, I think. I also thought about putting a troll option in for parents, which is my kids screaming, but maybe too dark. Nitro Sarcastic says that they listen to old MST3K episodes.
Yes.
Shout out to other Minnesota creators.
Yes.
For those that don't know, MST3K was filmed here in the Twin Cities.
Fucking MST3K. What's your favorite MST3K episode? And why is it Squirm? Fucking love the Squirm one. That's a classic one. Scott, you should listen to this podcast, Trapped Under Plastic. I think you're really gonna kick out of it. I think I would fucking die listening to myself talk for 2 hours, hour and a half.
Yeah, imagine listening to Scott and John talk for hours on end.
That's rough.
It's crazy.
Manos, Hands of Fate. Yeah, that's a fucking great one too. Laser Blast. Scott talks, John farts. Nice.
True.
That's funny.
That's a podcast tagline if there ever was one.
Yeah. Definitely painting this face worse than I painted it originally, which is it feels bad, man.
That's not how that's supposed to work. It's supposed to be better the second time.
I know. Unfortunately, not figuring it out.
You know, it's funny. I have every MST3K episode on my computer, but I don't think I've watched an episode in 14 years or something.
Get on that.
Well, I mean, I watched them all when I was like in high school and post-high school, but it's been a long time.
Can you quote anything?
It's in there somewhere. But
It's deep. It's deep down.
yeah.
When I grow up, I want to be like Miniac. I want to be like you, bro. Tavern in Plastic, the only podcast in which more than one episode discussed Oreo cakes. Do I play on my phone often? Whenever I'm on my phone, it is work related. So I'm looking at the next part in the news, or I'm looking at some bullet point that James wrote or something. I'm never on my phone, you know, just kind of hanging out for fun. I actually don't know if he has a fingerless glove, but we're painting it like that, so. All right. I did some recess shading with this darker flesh color, but I think I went a little too crazy with it near his hairline, and so I'm just gonna clean that up a little bit. All right, cool. I'm gonna paint the hair black just to kind of see where we're at face-wise, and then we'll either work more on the face if we need to or not.
This is a real thing.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
How have I never heard of this?
Heard of what?
Azathoth says, Tommy Wiseau has made the Tommy Wiseau, a ripoff of MST3K where aliens abducted him and forced him to play various video games on their ship. What?
Yeah, that sounds pretty great.
That's true.
Hello, Mark. MST3K is pretty good, but Wisconsin creators, Red Letter Media, are far superior. I guess Wisconsin's just better than Minnesota.
They're kind of different things, and Red Letter Media is clearly, you know. I hesitate to call them derivative, but it's sort of what they are, even though I love their stuff. I mean, like, they probably wouldn't exist if MST3K didn't exist.
What?
That's, yeah.
To me, Red Letter Media is more of just a movie review, like, YouTube channel. You know, like Every Frame of Painting, like Nerd Rider 1, like all those different ones. I don't see how they're related in that way.
Their viewing experience type review rather than clinical abstract review kind of comes from that. Let's sit in the theater and comment on it thing. But I'm not sure. Wisconsin is the Alabama of the North. True.
In a way.
True.
In a way it is, for sure. Okay, I need to figure out where his hair begins and ends so I don't paint the fur on his shoulders black. I need some more black paint, though. Red Letter is just a modern, cleaner version of Mystery, all killer, no filler. See, how can that be true when their videos are like over an hour long? Like, that can't be all killer, no filler. I'm sorry, I've watched a lot of YouTube videos. That's honestly the main reason why I don't engage in Red Letter Media. Just because I don't have a lot of time, and having to watch an hour-long video is just not appealing to me.
Maybe it's what you should do while you're painting.
Mayhaps. But then I'd fall behind on the DPC, Evan.
Esports aren't real sports, and no one cares about Dota. Yeah, actually, people were pestering us last week saying, hey, new patch just dropped. What does Scott think about it? Yep. You hadn't a chance to look at it.
I have now, baby.
What do you think?
It's fucking crazy. I mean, they might as well have called it Dota 3. It is a very different game. For better or for worse. I don't know if it's for worse or for better yet. I haven't played it enough. But there's a lot of fucking PvE objectives on the map now, and I'm not the hugest fan of that, just from an initial perspective. But I'm excited about playing more, so that's good.
You heard it here first, folks. Dota 2 is now a co-op game.
The patch is insano. Yeah, there's HUD. HUD's the one that's here right now. If Adam Stevens was here, he'd also care.
There are dozens of us.
Dozens!
What do I need to check Discord about? Oh, that's the wrong server. Someone pinged me in the song server. Hang on. Oh, never mind. It's just rules arguments. Okay.
Classic. You really curious about seeing my earlier paint jobs?
God damn it. I hate this.
You can see those my earlier paint jobs on a video that shows off my entire paint collection. Those show the earliest paint jobs I've ever done in my career. Zombie assassin.
So this is what I had to look at the Discord for right now.
Doesn't look like you for some reason. Maybe because it lacks the beard?
This is adapted from the picture of me in the hot tub at Adepticon.
There's a picture of you in a hot tub at Adepticon?
I made it to the hot tub picture. I think I sent this to you. I was so mad that one night we all went out and got like swimsuits and then we didn't actually go use the hot tub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was silly.
Yeah, it's on the Discord.
I wish I had my first minis. I repainted them a dozen times and then lost them. Yeah. I don't know if that's a hobbyist thing or like a YouTuber thing, but like, yeah, having old figs is super nice for like video content especially, but also it's just nice to look at them from a hobbyist perspective. I think I'm painting this face really badly. Jesus fucking Christ.
Crazy Vazy says, hello, everybody. Scott, Evan, and everyone watching. How goes the painting? One day, I'll not be late from work.
You don't gotta apologize about being late because you're working.
Yeah, it's better to be late from working than being late to work.
This is true. Okay, now with the face painted, I kind of want to be right here. Let me see if I can fix the focus.
Focus.
With the face kind of painted and it's looking okay, I think now what I'll do is, oh, you know what? I didn't paint the neck. Shit.
Just slap some black on it. Boom, comic book style.
Comic book style. I wouldn't know the first thing about painting a model comic book style. All right, we're going to take some more of that bearing blue that we airbrushed with earlier and do some highlights in the hair. I guess we know what Scott's next vid is. Comic book style! That would be interesting. That currently is the quarterly challenge on my Discord server. All right, for this, so this Broken Anvil range has a cool black and a warm black, as well as a cool white and a warm white. I need a black to mix into this bearing blue. I'm gonna use the cool black instead of the other one, if I can find it. There it is. Just so that when I'm mixing with a cool color, and I'm not like messing with my color temps.
Will of the Brush says that he's sitting there in London working on his Golden Demon for this weekend.
Hey!
He's got a nice cup of tea and some mini painting company.
Good luck, Will of the Brush. Hopefully it all works out and you're happy.
The kitten says, I was all excited about the challenge, but then I forgot about it until now. Don't worry, the challenge only started like 2 weeks ago. You got plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
Yeah, I think I'm going to use it as an excuse to paint one of my Marvel Crisis Protocol minis. Which one, though? I don't know.
I mean, that's pretty fitting.
It's easy. Doing the Macarena.
Evan, do you have lotion?
Oh, not because of that.
Okay. Why? Because of carpal tunnel?
I mean, I guess I've just been like in the same position for like hours now.
Here comes the workers' comp claim.
If you need my wrist straps for carpal tunnel, you can use them.
I feel like it's not as much my wrist as my fingers.
Interesting. Okay.
Carpal fingers.
Couple fingers?
Not the tunnel, but the fingers.
I don't know.
All right.
Crunstall, I don't have Venom. Or another Venom. Feels just subscribed with Prime.
Feels, thanks to the Prime sub. This guy has eyebrows, but I painted his hair black, and I liked how that looked, and I'm painting it black again. And so I'm just scared to do black eyebrows. I think it's gonna look bad, but fuck it. Let's try. Also, I'm gonna paint the underside of his hooded brow with a little bit more of this dark red color. Okay. Let's paint some eyebrows. Hopefully they don't look terrible. But they are sculpted on there. They're like little sausages.
You telling me that you don't think your eyebrows are like little sausages? Chat, tell me what you think. Are his eyebrows like little sausages?
Live eyebrow review. Are they like sausages or not?
Little sausages.
What's the sub sound from? Fuck, which sound we use for the sub sound?
It's the, I kick ass for the Lord.
Oh god, it's that every single fucking time.
Yeah.
Fuck, I thought that was the donation. No, the donation is Boner Boys!
You got it, yep.
Um,
The movie is called Brain Dead.
Or Dead Alive.
Or Dead Alive, yes.
My DVD says Dead Alive. But yeah, it's fucking the guy who directed fucking Lord of the Rings. What's his name?
Peter Jackson. There it is. He directed a horror movie and it's hilarious. Miss Agaski, thanks for the Prime sub. Appreciate it. Peter Jackson, you filthy heathen. Peter. Okay. We painted some eyebrows, and now he looks grumpier. All right. That works.
These are my angry eyebrows.
The detail isn't super well defined, and so now what I'm trying to do is I'm just like kind of just tapping the brush on like the bearded area in like little dots to imply like some kind of hair or something like that.
Param Underhill wants to know, has the Kalinsky Sable import ban been a problem for you?
No. Fortunately, not really. I mean, it's been insofar as like being able to actually get brushes, it's been a problem. Sorry, it hasn't been a problem, but in terms of like cutting into like potential revenue using Amazon affiliate for like the brushes that I recommend, like the most important tool, that's been a problem. Like my Amazon affiliates has gone down in like revenue extremely, and that is a contributing factor. There was a ban and there is a ban, the Bearded Baron.
It's not a ban of the material itself. It's import restrictions on origin points, basically. Which is a giant pain in the ass to comply with. That's true, Memory Gardens. Memory Gardens 7 says, this Greyjoy has some Thorin Oakenshield vibes.
Oh, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah. Definitely.
If Thorin Oakenshield was a human rather than dwarf and didn't have an Oakenshield, here you go.
Hey.
You got him.
All right, got the neck painted up.
I have to say, Leaf Strider, that's one of the weirdest creative choices about The Hobbit, is that you have the company of dwarves, and there's just a few of them that just look like regular people. And then the rest of them are cartoonish dwarves.
But they have big noses.
They don't. Like Thorin doesn't. And is it Keely? Keely.
But not Feely.
Yeah, exactly. It's so bizarre. Where it's like, oh yeah, we've got like the traditional fantasy dwarf archetype on like 10 of these guys, and then there's 2 or 3 that are just like
They just look like Eric.
GQ models.
Yeah.
That.
Just like normal dudes.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I talked about Evil Dead Rise. I don't want to spoil it though, for anyone else who hasn't seen it yet.
No spoilers. Just go see it.
Alex says go see Evil Dead Rise.
So one thing I'll say about the movie, if you're concerned about like it being like the original Evil Dead or the remake of Evil Dead, I'll just say you'll be happy no matter what you enjoy about Evil Dead, because it really ties together a lot of like the hallmark traits of Evil Dead from across the whole genre. Not genre, but what's the word I'm looking for? The whole series. So if you like, the camp, the comedy, the gore, the terror, it's kind of all there,
Scott, do you have sausages for eyebrows?
What does the vote say?
Well, let's just look at it with actual superimposed sausages on your eyebrows.
Yeah,
doesn't seem like that big a change.
Looks pretty similar. Never seen Evil Dead before. Well, do you
Congratulations, you have the opportunity to see it for the first time.
Do you like horror movies? If you don't, I would not recommend it.
Matt K, it's not just the ones that die. I think also they had Keely be attractive so that way they could shoehorn in that weird romance arc with the elf. And if he had been a traditional ugly dwarf, people would have been not there for it, in my opinion. That's my guess.
Are you saying that people are
vapid and shallow?
Fantasy xenophobic?
Yes. Absolutely yes.
Do you like bad horror movies? Yeah, I like them all. We were considering we watched Visitor, but we were considering watching Maniac Cop. When we were gonna on that same day. I think it was Sunday. I've seen lots and witnessed Hereditary, so I think I'll be fine. You witnessed Hereditary. Can I get a definition on what that means? Were you like on set when the movie was being filmed, or did your mom levitate to the ceiling and cut her head off? If so, I'm sorry. What is it?
It happens like 6 or 7 times a year.
Yeah. What do you mean by you witnessed Hereditary? I'm very curious. Dang ceiling fans. Man.
Sharpened ceiling fans. Now we're talking.
Exorcist 3. Low-key top 3 horror flick. I haven't seen that one. I've only seen the first one. I watched it a lot, but man, that was an eerie movie from the start. Okay, so you've watched it a lot. Okay. Yeah, no, for sure. The original Evil Deads are more campy and fun. The remake is fucking terrifying. And then the newest movie is a lovely hybrid of all of those things. What am I doing? Oh, I wanted a speed paint for this cloak.
I don't say it a lot on stream, but I say things like that a lot while we're setting up.
Yeah.
What am I doing? How do I do my job?
Yeah. I don't get the hype for Hereditary. I found it really forgettable. Hey man, I mean that's all right. You're allowed to think that.
I have completely forgotten it. To the point that I could even say that I've never seen Hereditary.
I mean, there are some parts of the movie you should absolutely remember. You remember literally nothing?
Yeah, because I haven't seen it. That's the joke.
Nice.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, Wikipedia says this. Beginning in 2013, shipments to the U.S. of Kolinsky hairbrushes were halted and in some cases seized by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service due to the Kolinsky's inclusion in the international CITES agreement.
Yeah, it's complicated geopolitical nonsense. You can still get them. You can still import them. It just has to be subject to a bunch of stuff.
That's probably one of the only horror movies I really like.
Hereditary?
That's what Rosie Honey is saying. I mean, there's a lot of really good horror movies, so.
Yeah, there's at least like 6 or 7.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, if that was the only one you really like, I would say you should explore the genre more. If you want to. You don't have to, but there are many just amazing horror movies. All right, we're going to use some of this Gravelord Gray. I'm actually a little scared that it's too dark. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint the bottom here. Is that too dark? I think that's too dark. And maybe I want something more colorful. I wonder if the speed paint set is a more colorful blue. I know they just sent me like the entire fucking speed paint range. Like they made a bunch of new paints and then sent me the big box. Let's go get the big box. A little midstream mail time, but the box is already open. I didn't know what I was gonna do with this, but I guess I can use it right now.
God.
They sent me this big old box.
Is that the 2.0 or the 1.0?
It is 2.0.
Oh boy.
If you like horror and anime, I highly suggest checking out Chainsaw Man.
Well, Scott likes one of those things.
Hereditary rekindled my love for horror after I got burned out on some of the other trendy horror movies that underwhelmed me before it came out. The Witch, The Babadook. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say all those movies that you just said I love. They're all very good. Parasite, also very good. Very different movies. All right, so what
Parasite
I want...
a horror movie, is that what we're going with?
I would say it's a thriller, but if it was released in the 70s, it'd be a horror. Okay, so I want the medium. The medium is gonna help me dilute the paint a little bit so it's not so intense. And then
It comes with a big bottle of medium.
I know, it's a big one. And then I want like a turquoise color. It's also a small little bottle for whatever reason. I want like a turquoise color so that I can kind of make this color a little bit more interesting. It looks like there is one called Thunderbird Blue.
You're a Thunderbird.
Thank you. Isn't that a car? Am I still using Raphael A404s? No, I'm not, but I would use them if I could get them easily. I'm using the other brush I recommended in that video that I said was interchangeable. It is the DaVinci Maestro Series 35. Alexi616, thank you for the browse up. But yeah, let's talk about horror movies. I'll just all stream long. Why not?
What is the scariest horror movie you've ever watched?
Evil Dead, the remake.
You think so?
Absolutely. The thing
For
is
me,
that
it's 13 going on 30.
did you watch that when you were 29 at a very pivotal age? Body knock. Thanks for the prime sub. What up, Alex?
You want me to include
Yes.
We should just mic you up today, Alex. I mean, we can. I could toss you live.
We can just hear.
Yeah, you'll just hear random typing. And then, God, this is so fucking trite.
Sex in the City 2 is terrifying.
Yeah, that's another one that's up there.
The thing with horror movies is that the scariest movie any individual is gonna have seen is gonna depend on how many horror movies you've seen. You know, did you watch it alone? Like, were you in a theater with a bunch of kids that were annoying? Like, the experience, where you are as a person, where you are in your horror career, that it changes so much about whether or not a movie is scary. So I watched Evil Dead, the remake, when I was like getting back into horror in a huge way, and like I watched it alone in my room, like in my apartment with headphones on, and I lived alone, and it's already fucking terrifying, but that made it so much worse in a great way. Like you kind of want to be scared. That's why you watch horror movies. But yeah, that's absolutely the scariest one for me. Horror career, yeah, I don't know how to describe it, but my horror watching experience. I got really into it in college when I watched The Strangers, and I was
also, it's worth pointing out that different people find different aspects of horror scary.
Yeah, like personal things will make you more scared of, like if you've experienced something that is shown in a horror movie, you're obviously going to relate to that more and be more moved by that.
Yeah, as a person who's routinely transformed into an inanimate object, movies like The Fly are very difficult for me to watch.
Oh, I thought you were going to say tire. Or rubber.
Rubber, yeah. Well, rubber's different. Rubber's not body horror. He always was the tire.
This is true.
Also, that movie is bizarre and amazing. And my brother recently discovered it. And I was like, oh, yeah, Joe, you'll love this movie. It is, in fact, about a psychic tire. Rubber, highly recommended. It's not good, but it's great.
Terrified, 30 Days a Night. Still doing the AOS League. When I was a little kid, I would watch horror movies once with the sound off, and then I'd watch it again with the sound, so I wouldn't get too spooked. That's hilarious. It's Scott's scariest movie of all time. He rated it almost as highly as the B movie on Letterboxd. the scare factor has nothing to do with the quality of the movie. All right, let's take a look at this this mixture I've concocted, Evan. You ever seen Things Killing? No, I've never seen Things Killing, but that sounds hilarious. This is looking real nice. Nice and turquoisey and a little dark as well, and not obscuring too much of that yellow I put down.
Which is your favorite of the big horror franchises, Scott?
You mean like
the ones that
Friday
have like a
13th?
250,000 sequels and have been remade like 8 times?
Nightmare on Elm Street.
I'm with you.
That movie has such unique kills in it. It's so creative.
I think the original Evil Dead is my favorite actual horror movie, but my second favorite is probably Scream. And then they should have never made a sequel to Scream.
You don't like there's so many horror franchises that are so weird. Like I thought that Phantasm was a great movie. I didn't think Phantasm needed 4 more movies.
Money is hard to say no to.
Yeah, that's true. It's like, well, who the fuck's ever heard of Phantasm?
My point is just like the way that Scream works, you know, its reduction of the horror genre and that whole thing only works if you don't make a bunch of sequels to it.
Yeah, right. 90% of horror franchises are bad ideas. I you know what? I think you're probably right. I'm trying to think of a good horror franchise, and I can't really think of any. You might say Conjuring, but like honestly, the first one is the best, and they just get worse and worse the more that come out.
The best horror franchise is Alien.
Yeah,
and that still has real sequel problems after the second movie.
That's probably a good one.
Terminator as well is a very good horror franchise. They just stopped making horror movies.
I'm taking now some of the Gravelord Gray, which is like an off-white blue speed paint, and I'm painting the padded armor with that, just to kind of, and I also diluted it very heavily, just to bring out some of these panel lines a bit more, or sorry, recesses in the padded armor.
Can't call them panel lines.
Yes.
You'll get in trouble.
I will. All right. He's got like
Cobb says, the best horror franchise is me painting eyes. Yeah, team fuck eyes. Too scary.
It's quite scary. All right, I think the last time I painted this model, I like shaded the cloth tabard with bearing blue, and I thought it looked really nice, so let's do that again. Fabric panels can still be panels. It's like, I guess so. Cabin in the Woods is a fun horror movie I recently watched. Yeah, that's a good one. I like Cabin in the Woods. All right, another bonus reason, or a nice side effect of matte paints, is that they are glazed upon very nicely, because the paint just sticks down super nicely.
I used to love Event Horizon, Jay, and then I rewatched it about a little over a year ago, and I don't like it anymore, like at all. It did not work for me the second time. Or I shouldn't say the second time. Upon revisitation years later, I probably watched it 2 or 3 times in high school.
All right. We'll do a highlight now on this tabard.
It has a lot of good stuff in it, but I think the whole movie is ruined by the guy flying back to the ship inexplicably. Yeah. The kitten says, watch Event Horizon drunken in slow-mo. I think that would be more enjoyable.
Yeah, wet blending is also super nice just because the paints are very like they're very creamy.
Mm-hmm. Jay, what is your favorite space movie aside from Star Wars or Star Trek? Interesting responses to that. Few people saying Galaxy Quest, few people saying Fifth Element, Alien, Spaceballs, Muppets in Space.
Galaxy Quest is a great movie.
Yeah, it is.
Does Firefly count? I mean, it's a TV show, right? Guardians of the Galaxy. Fucking ban that person. Get out of here. Guardians of the fucking Galaxy.
You know what's even better than Guardians of the Galaxy, Scott?
Literally any other sci-fi movie.
I was going to say Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Hey!
More Guardians, more Galaxy.
Okay, whoever said Starfighter in the chat, give them a raise. More channel points for them. The Last Starfighter. Sorry, yeah, that's the real name.
Flight of the Navigator?
Flight of the Navigator. Why does that sound so familiar?
Disney movie from mid-1980s that's pretty good.
Huh.
Captain Disillusion did a whole VFX breakdown, like documentary almost, on all of the VFX in that movie.
Interesting.
Lots of love for Galaxy Quest. By Grabthaw's hammer. What a saving.
What a saving. You shall be avenged. Hold on, now we're getting into fantasy. Labyrinth and Neverending Story. The new Dune was pretty dang great. Why does that sound familiar? Probably because you haven't seen it, and everyone's like, oh my god, you haven't seen it? Spaceballs or bust, says Johnny Boy. Spaceballs is pretty good. But it doesn't stand alone, you know? You need Star Wars to make fun of and be a punching bag for it to have value.
I'm not actually sure you do.
Okay. You think
I think it does make the movie better, but I think that the key to Mel Brooks's comedies is that they can stand on their own, unlike a lot of straight parody movies.
Okay.
I think Spaceball, if you showed a 12-year-old Spaceballs who has never seen any Star Wars movies, they will enjoy that movie.
What if I show a 30-year-old woman who's never seen Star Wars?
Depends on the 30-year-old woman.
My wife.
It's a great question.
Who's never seen Star Wars. Do you think she likes Spaceballs?
I don't know, because I don't know what her taste in comedies is like.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say she would not enjoy it.
That's probably my guess as well, but I don't think it's because she hasn't watched Star Wars.
Fair. Very fair. As a kid, I watched Star Wars, then Spaceballs. Didn't understand that it was a spoof, and I thought it was another space movie comedy. Yes, it does. I watched Spaceballs 3 the time before I ever saw Star Wars as a kid. You 3 times. Okay, I was like, there's Spaceballs 3? Total Recall, the original question mark?
I mean, that is a great space movie. Actually, you know what? Maybe it's not.
Maybe what's not? Spaceballs 3?
No, I'm thinking. Sorry, I'm talking about Total Recall. I'm thinking about what makes a movie a good space movie.
Oh, space movie.
Space movie.
Not sci-fi movie. You got to have a lot of exteriors of outer space.
I think that's key, and also you have to spend time on a spaceship.
Okay, I have an answer. 2001: Space Odyssey.
Yep, there you go.
Oh, someone just said it. Look at that.
Yep.
Nice. They remade Total Recall indeed, and they got fucking the guy. What's the guy's name?
Mr. Generic.
Colin Farrell. Mr. Generic? Colin Farrell?
Yeah.
Take it back.
No.
They got him, and they got Bay from Underworld's Kate Beckinsale.
Mrs. Generic.
Hey. She makes for a pretty good vampire. Okay.
The Martian is a good space movie. However,
oh yeah, that's a
when
good one.
I conceive of a space movie, and this is also a dig against 2001, I want it to be space in all caps, not like space in reality.
Okay.
So but
like,
that's
like
my own caveat. They do qualify as space movies, but what I'm looking for from a space movie is like, journey into a black hole or something like that.
Okay. I was gonna say Andromeda Strain, but that has no space travel in it. That would be bad.
Vic Vega, not only does gravity fail on that, it fails in every aspect because that movie sucked.
Whoa!
Isn't Silent Running a sub movie?
Sub movie?
Yeah, like submarines, like Das Boot.
Oh.
Am I misremembering?
Did you say is Cool Runnings a sub movie? It's kind of a sub movie. They're in a sub like object.
No. I must be thinking of something else. Yeah. Okay.
Were you thinking of Cool Runnings?
No, I was not thinking of Cool Runnings.
Damn it.
Which is another different thing. Do you want a mic? You're out here again.
I'm done.
Alex just said he quit.
So it's B-roll time?
Yeah.
Or are you quitting?
No.
Nice.
Cut over 2 hours. Footage.
Very good. Very good. Get back to work.
Yeah, no, I must have been thinking of something else with Silent Running.
Silent Running. Oh man, there was this really cool looking cover for a movie when I was looking at Criterion movies at the Barnes and Noble Mall of America. They had a crazy amount of Criterion movies, and I think there was a sci-fi movie called Medium. Does that sound like a movie?
Isn't that a TV show?
Also, any love for Megaforce out there?
Megaforce.
No, it's called Medium Cool. Look at this. Look at this cover.
I'll just pull it up.
Oh, yeah, pull it up. But pull up. Can you see this one? Can you see this? Is that visible to you?
Yeah. Medium Cool.
Such a fucking cool cover. Raffle Megaforce.
Not as good as Omega Force.
Finally live on time for the good ops from Europe, G44T0. I have some great news for you. Maybe some sad news for you. I am always live during this time on Tuesdays.
It's true.
The time has never changed since we started streaming from the office.
Well,
For painting. 1 to 4.
Well,
What?
we did a few on Fridays with John.
Oh, that's right, in the very beginning.
Yeah. And then we were like, sorry, John. Tuesdays.
Sorry, John. Get out of here.
And then John was like, fine, I'll do my own stream.
With hookers.
And we're waiting. That's the wrong one. Where is... There it is. All right. This is the cover that Scott is enamored with.
Hey, isn't that cool looking? Medium cool.
I mean, it's medium cool looking.
Hey.
Got him. It looks itchy. Sure.
I'm gonna paint some of like the pads on his padded armor. Not like all of them, but just doing a bit of highlighting. I don't look at the non-Criterion cover. Oh, is it lame?
Yes. There's 2 non-Criterion covers, and I think this one's worth looking at. Hang on. Wait one.
Waiting.
Oh, yeah. Now that's a cover.
Oh, I suddenly don't want to watch the movie anymore. My God. Is Criterion punking me? Like, this movie can't be good. With creative directors at the wheel that would allow this to slip through.
This is...
I'm going to judge a movie by its cover.
This is what we call creative interference from a studio.
Okay.
That's what I think.
I sure hope so.
When you have other covers that are, like say you have the Criterion Collection cover, you also have the Masters of Cinema series. This is the DVD cover. That's pretty rough.
That's very, very rough. That's itchy looking, let me tell you.
Clip art. 1 clip art, please. AmericanFlag.jpg. Yeah. Yeah. Just superimposed. You don't want to burn a flag because you'll get in trouble for that. People will be mad. But if you just put fire over the flag, cool.
Cool.
Scott, do you want a specific background?
The white is fine. Yeah. All right, now that we painted some of the pads, now I'm going to take, I guess, some of the speed paint, and I'm going to kind of like glaze it into the lower parts of the padded armor on the legs, and also maybe like down here on the underside, just to kind of get some more of that zenithal highlighting.
Scott, have you had the pleasure of watching any of Neil Breen's films?
Yeah. Have I? Baby, I've seen his entire fucking filmography, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, not anymore the new one. Oh yeah. Shit.
Oh, good.
I gotta watch it. Yeah, no, I've watched a lot of them. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
9.5 on IMDb.
Breen's newest movie has a 9.5 on IMDb, which is, if you go and read the reviews,
it's better than B-movie, guys.
Yeah, that's actually a fun time if you go and just read the reviews for the newest Breen movie on IMDb. It's like just a ton of just Evan Breen sycophants just like reviewing it, and it's a total shit movie. Fuck, is someone asking about that?
Yeah, someone asked if you had seen a Neil Breen film in quotations.
Yeah, okay. If
Twisted Pair is lodged in my mind forever.
I think Twisted Pair is the best one.
I watched the Red Letter Media review of that, and I was like, okay, I have to see if it's really this wild.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
More. 100%.
You think The Room is a bad movie? Bro, watch Twisted Pair. That movie is that the one with the little kids in the beginning and they bury something and then like they dig it up later in life and like it's like this weird thing. Does that happen in that movie?
All of Neil Breen's films have a tendency to blend together into one amorphous blob of nonsense in my brain. Because it's not like they have plots that you can actually, like, remember or follow in a real way.
Yeah.
So I can't remember which one that is.
Yeah. That, man, it's great. Oh, it's absolutely worse than Room. It is. There's no contest.
The Room isn't that bad. It's bad. Don't get me wrong, but it is not even close to being like the worst film of all time. The thing that's jarring about The Room is that it's like a Neil Breen film, but it had like actual money and actors.
Yes.
You know, there are people sincerely trying. There was a crew. It has cinematography, and yet it fails that spectacularly. Yes.
And so that's a good point. Like, a successful bad movie needs to not be bad and boring. It needs to be so fucking bad that it is like engaging. And Twisted Pair is still in that space where it's like, this is so terrible and the filming is so shit. It's like one of his movies is basically like a college like short film, but just made an hour and a half long. Like you can even see he's filming on his campus for several of the scenes. It's like, it's so bad. But Twisted Pair is a good one where it's like, okay, there are actual sets and actors and it's fucking terrible, but it's so bad that it's fun still.
It's just
Ice Pirates.
So bizarre.
Okay. Got the padding done. See, this is the issue. Now I'm starting to wipe off. You can see I'm starting to wipe off some of that paint. Kappa Wookie, 31 months. Woo! Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. What else am I gonna do?
Getting pretty close to our giveaway. You want to show off those pieces of terrain? We never really did that.
Let's do it. So they kind of come in an innocuous bag of what look like kind of like Legos.
It's a sack o terrain pieces.
Yeah. If I was on top of my shit, we filmed B-roll of this. I would just given it to Evan and he could just show it right now. But yeah, this is modular terrain. It goes together in a variety of shapes. Like L pieces, squares, you know, some line of sight blocking.
Multiple floors.
Multiple floors. I would say it's largely sci-fi or modern focused. That's what this terrain is for. But yeah, it's modular, so you can change it up even after it's painted. But yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. When we hit 50 subs on the paint streams, we start a giveaway. We're 12 away, I think, if I can read.
Okay. Yeah, 12. Rufus says, Speed Paint 2.0, you still have to wait 2 hours for the paint to cure enough to paint over. Okay. Yeah, or at the very least to rub my fingers on, apparently. Okay, what
Framing.
is next? Let's use the black paint. Oh, there's like silver and stuff in here. I forgot about that. Okay, we're gonna use the black speed paint, and then we're gonna hit up some of these belts and stuff. Oh man, I'm gonna like take all these paints out. It's gonna be like impossible to get it all back in here.
Because it's very important to put them back in the box exactly the way they were.
Well, I mean, I feel like even like if I don't like get them all nicely like aligned how they're supposed to, the trays won't. Like
you just pull out the trays and then just throw all the paints in the box like it's a big bucket.
Hey, there you go. That's a great solution. I'll just do that. Oh, look at this fucking speed paint.
Alexi616 gifted 1 sub, moving us closer to that one.
Hey.
You said, look at the speed paint. You held it up, shook it, and then put it away before I put it on the paint cam.
Okay, pink. Look at this. Look at this. Ooh, familiar pink.
Oh, it's pink.
Alexi, thank you for the sub. We appreciate it. Surely there's a black somewhere in this set. Surely.
The best part about subscribing is that you get access to the Discord, by the way.
What's funny is these things all look black because they're so dark. Not all of them, but a lot of them do. And then when you spin the label around, it's like a totally different color. It's like, oh, that's fucking green? Okay. All right.
It's Neil Green.
Nice. Grim Black, what the fuck? Can't find it. I think I have it over here, though. I think.
I haven't seen all of Neil Green's films. I've seen Twisted Pair. I've seen Fateful Findings.
That's it. You don't need to watch any more than that. Broadsword Wargaming! Thanks for the sub. Oi, oi! 10 months, basically a Twitch baby. What are we gonna name our Twitch baby? I kind of like the name Moira. Mix all the colors, you're bound to make black. This is true.
Acronomicon. Oh my God, Acronomicon. There we go.
Acronomicon.
Prime. Sub. Did it. The thing.
He did the
Words.
thing. They're hard.
Eh.
They're hard if you're a chair, you know?
They're hard if you're a chair and you're jamming yourself.
Give yourself
Gotta take my headphones off.
give yourself some grace, Evan, you know?
I don't give other people grace, so why would I give myself grace?
Maybe you should start doing that.
I probably should. It's one of my bigger flaws. But if I don't have flaws, then I'm not a good character.
If you don't have flaws, so you're saying that you keep them intentionally
Yeah.
so that you can,
So that when
So you're not
I'm
perfect.
delivering on my character arc, I can grow out of my flaws at that point
okay.
in a denouement for the hero.
All right. Well, when you want to live in the real world, let me know.
Listen, my aspiration as an actor was always best supporting actor, not best lead. That continues to be true.
You have aspirations of becoming an actor?
No. That I'm best supporting role. That's why I'm a producer. Broadsword Wargaming wants to know, is Song of Ice and Fire still one of your top games at the moment? I've got a boxed set in, and I keep meaning to give it a whirl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's solid. It's a very good game. Although I heard that Kara was getting some help from the man, the myth, the legend, Vince Venturella, about how to write a list for the Slaanesh one. What are they called?
The Slaanesh one?
There's a Slaanesh faction and it has some fucking insane name.
Hedonites of Slaanesh?
Hedonites of Slaanesh. Yeah, that one. Vince has been helping her with Hedonites. Yeah, nice. Are you getting in yourself, or is this just a Kara thing? Have you gotten Vincey VZ to play A Song of Ice and Fire? Yes, him and John did a little 1v1 when Vince was here last time showing off Space Station Zero. What did they think? Well, I think John is probably here right now, and so he can let you know what he thinks. But Vince, I think Vince knew what the gameplay experience was going to be like going in. There were probably some things that surprised him about the game. But I think for the most part, Vince is a Timmy when it comes to gaming. And he can correct me on this if I'm wrong.
That's what he says.
But he doesn't like that the aesthetic of the game is lower fantasy and a bunch of white dudes fighting other white dudes. That's just like he wants orcs and goblins. He wants big models that are insane. He wants Age of Sigmar. That seems to be the perfect game for him. And so in comparing it to A Song of Ice and Fire, there are a lot of things missing for that kind of game player. And honestly, I think that John has the same opinion. Ollie says, "No, I have a few armies. She only plays AOS at the moment, so good to get the help in. She has Sons of Behemoth, which are a good army as they just smash, and that's it." Yeah. Cahordian says, "Hey Scott, don't catch your streams often due to the time zone. Just want to drop by and say hi, and thanks for being a contributing factor to why I picked up A Song of Ice and Fire." Nice. Painting some dervishes. Real fun. Awesome. John's opinions are pretty similar of Song of Ice and Fire. Although I will say, and John, you can also correct me if I'm wrong about this, I don't know if John's much of a miniature wargamer at the moment, at the least. He gets a lot of satisfaction from playing Magic the Gathering, and he gets a lot of satisfaction from playing board games, which is more of a cooperative experience. He has, and then he has D&D. He has like groups that meet to do all of those things regularly, and so he kind of gets his gameplay satisfaction there. We actually did a podcast episode. It's the one coming out whenever the next one comes out, discussing RPGs versus miniature wargaming, and obviously there's a lot of crossover, but talked about what we like and what we dislike about each of those things. So you can hear why maybe he prefers TTRPGs and Magic the Gathering.
I mean, the reason he likes Magic the Gathering is because he wants to flaunt his wealth.
Obviously.
Yeah, duh. This deck cost $10,000. Oh.
He wants the Monstars. It's all about the monsters. Absolutely.
I do wonder if you were going to demo the game again for Vince, if he would enjoy it more or be more interested if you put like a Free Folk Giants list in front of him. It's still not as bombastic as the crazy monsters in Sigmar, but it is at least something other than regiments of regular dudes fighting other regular dudes.
Yeah.
Mammoths and chariots and giants and Varamir Sixskins riding his bear and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely different, but I don't know. I feel like if I were in Vince's shoes, it'd be like, why bother trying to make this game into something that it's not necessarily designed to be, when this other thing exists that I like a lot more.
I agree, but I think that that's why stuff like that exists in the game.
Yes, you're right.
Is to appeal more to someone like that.
Yeah.
And in particular, like Mag Commander substitutes out the Free Folk deck with his own deck, which is more...
That is cool.
Giants do things.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, there you go. There's John's opinion. Likes the mechanics, doesn't care for the aesthetics of the models. I'm like discovering things about me all the time. My body's changing.
Gross.
But okay, if you gave me a model that was not tiny, but a little girl, like a 10-year-old, with a big axe, kind of like Red Riding Hood vibes, like, oh, I'm small and petite and unassuming, but I can fuck you up, like that kind of thing. I'd be like, no, hard pass. I'm not into that. But now, I've been playing a lot of Flesh and Blood, and there is a deck that I love from Flesh and Blood called Levia or Levia. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but she's in the Blitz version. She's young. She is a shadow brute, so she's got big hits, and she's kind of like shadowy and dark and evil. And I'm having so much fun with that deck that if someone were to make a model of Levia, a little girl wearing a dress with a huge meat axe, I'd be all over that shit. And so for me, if I am enjoying the thing outside of painting it, that makes the painting and the interest in it increase. It's so weird. Like I hated that monstrous vampire unit in Age of Sigmar, the half dragon, half human thing. What's it called? I can't remember what it's called. But once I figured out a way to rope it into the lore of my army, I was suddenly, my brain did a 180 and it was all about it. It was so weird. Like I confused myself how that simple thing could change my opinion about liking to paint a model and not liking to paint a model. It's weird. Vengo, thank you, Vengorian Lord. Appreciate you. How is Flesh and Blood? I bought a deck years ago and never got around to playing it. I've only been playing Blitz and I love it. I love it.
Scott invited all of his friends to play Blitz with him, except me.
Except Evan. Screw you, Evan. Yeah, I'm loving it a lot, but I might not play it in a year from now. I have no idea. But at the moment, it's a lot of fun. The lore connection makes the game. It's not even just a game, but that also that does that for you, Stolpson. For me, it's just like it makes me want to paint the model, but it's so weird. It's like you would think that people have certain aesthetics they like when they're painting stuff. You know, I like this. Then the moment I like enjoy something tangential to the hobby, then I suddenly want to paint it. And it's like, how's that? I don't even know how that works. What up, Ames? My wife in the chat right there, y'all. Everyone say hello. Hey, Scott. Just started painting again after over a year away, and watching your videos and podcasts is helping me get back into the swing and motivated to continue. Keep up the good times and high vibes. What up, Couch Bear? Bear, not beer, bear. Thanks for the kind words, man.
What are we doing?
I don't know. I just applied some black speed paint or contrast paint, I can't remember what I used, to the black parts of the armor and the cloth, and I'll add a little highlight.
It's interesting on your tangent about the lore.
Yeah.
Because we're both big Song of Ice and Fire fans, but neither of us have read the books, and neither of us really care that much about the show.
Yeah. So for that, the game was so good that it made me interested in painting the models. And then I found something else to enjoy about the figures. I discovered that, hey, these models are pretty low on detail, and painting them up is super stress-free and kind of easy, honestly. And so now I was like, oh, okay, now I have another reason to want to paint Greyjoy minis. So yeah, like there are a lot of reasons why my brain will just do a fucking 180 and I'll just enjoy something I did not enjoy prior. And yeah, I'm just kind of, I don't know, I'm enjoying that at the moment.
Girl Painting wants to know if the Gunpla scene suddenly had a rule system to play with all the Gundams on tabletop, would you give it a shot?
I mean, maybe.
I mean, the truth is there are several game systems that aim to do exactly that. Steel Rift being one of them, but there's quite a few that I've found in researching this question for related things.
Related. But yeah, I can't say no, you know, because I have no idea what's going to happen when I get exposed to some cool new thing. I might just be like, whoa, I love mechs now. I don't know. It's weird.
That's racist.
I have no control over what I want to like to paint. It's all like based on what I'm enjoying in my other separate hobbies. That's true and also not true. I do just, there are models that I straight up just enjoy painting.
I think the easiest way to get Scott to buy into mechs is to have him watch a bunch of cool mech movies.
That also works. I watched The Green Knight, and then I wanted to paint Queen Guinevere.
Yep.
I believe people call that your muse, right?
So we just need to watch like Pacific Rim like 8 times in a row.
Zerkest asks, how's the tattoo healing? It's healing well. You know, from the number of times that I've heard that question, one would think that people have experiences of their tattoos not healing well. Does that happen a lot? Because all the ones that I've gotten work out. They've never had any infections or anything like that. But maybe I'm the minority. I started my vampiric undead army because of your Blood Knights video. You just made him seem cool. Awesome. That's super cool. They are fucking cool. And also they kind of got a bit of a little bump in quality. How tattoos heals reinfections, etc. generally is up to the client. Yeah, I believe it.
I mean, you have to make decisions about it. It's up to you, Scott. Do you want to heal?
I do.
Mind over matter.
What about historical stuff? Generally speaking, I'm not very interested in historical stuff. But maybe maybe I'll watch Master and Commander and then suddenly want to paint
Master and Commander, Saving Private Ryan, whatever. Watch a bunch of history-based movies, and then Scott's going to be like,
bolt action looking pretty tasty.
Yeah. Black powder? Don't mind if I do.
Yeah.
That's why the real secret to getting someone into miniature wargaming is to watch Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yes.
So you can introduce all of the major historical periods. You got Genghis Khan. You got Napoleon. There's your different eras of historicals. You got Future Society for your mechs.
You got Socrates.
Where's my Bill and Ted wargaming rules? Where you have to assemble a group from disparate periods in human history to face off against, like, Satan.
I got you. It's called If Worlds Collide, or When Worlds Collide. I think it's If Worlds Collide. But yeah, that should be that game. We got some belts. Jess777, thank you for the sub. We appreciate it.
Powerman 5000.
Watch The King on Netflix. Such a good historical and medieval film. I honestly love that time period, so I might watch it. The Patriot. Horatio Hornblower, maybe. The real question is, when will Miniac watch Return of the Jedi? Gotta get prepared for that Ewok Battle Force. Dude, you can play in Shatterpoint an Ewok Force.
It's so dumb.
And I kind of want to do it for the memes, you know?
It's so dumb.
But it's so hilarious, too. So yeah, that's a thing. If you didn't know, there's an Ewok Force.
Yeah, Darth Vader and his Ewoks.
Ewoks eat people. Yeah, okay. What the fuck? You're right. Holy shit. They were going to eat Leia and Han and... Well, not Leia. Luke and Han and maybe even Chewie. I forgot about that.
Yeah, but it's not wrong because it's a different species.
Yeah, you're right. Sure.
Our taboo on cannibalism is only because it's other people. If there was another sentient species on Earth, we would eat them. You know how I know?
Because we do.
Basically, yeah. We eat like whales and dolphins and shit. I mean, we don't in America, but it is done. It
is. That doesn't make Ewoks seem less scary. I think
they are little pointy-teethed, angry Care Bears that will destroy you.
Angry Care Bears. I want to paint a lot of these armor panels have some kind of trim around them, which is a great opportunity to separate the elements of each part of the model. I tried to paint it with this dark blue color, from Broken Anvil, and it's a little too indigo for my taste. So it's like standing out too much. And so I'm gonna try it again with Dark Sea Blue from Vallejo. See how that looks. If you could eat a dolphin, would you? I don't know. Not like I don't feel the need.
I would not eat a dolphin. I already struggle enough with eating cattle.
Really?
Yeah. Man, cows are as smart as like dumb dogs. I feel pretty bad about eating cows.
Just don't think about it.
Yeah, I think that's always the answer, is just don't think about it, which is what the Ewoks tell each other. Listen, man, don't think about it. The humans taste good. And it's cheap and available. Look at all these stormtroopers. Like, I'm not saying I don't eat beef, but I do think that at some point in the future I will probably stop eating beef.
Ah, okay.
And I'm kind of working towards that. I feel equally bad or maybe worse about eating pigs. Birds, not so much, even though there are some very smart birds, but chickens can be extraordinarily dumb and unaware, and also can be slaughtered more humanely.
It seems kind of like an oxymoron. Slaughtered more humanely.
It is.
But yeah, no, I'm not criticizing at all. I eat every animal that is normally eaten in America.
That was an important caveat to add.
It just sounded like I was criticizing you. I didn't mean to criticize.
No, I know. Yeah.
Chickens deserve it though. They're jerks. Yeah, chickens are jerks.
Moses Magic needs a bit of a history lesson. He says, birds are former dinosaurs that used to eat people. Well, the overlap between people and dinosaurs is one that only exists in fiction, so I doubt that.
Have you seen Jurassic Park?
Yeah, I was going to say, if you watch the well-known documentary Jurassic Park. Sure, they may have eaten our ancestors, and we may have eaten theirs, but we can't blame birds for the sins of their forefathers.
Oh.
I can blame birds for being complete dicks, though.
Complete and utter.
What's up, Alex?
What are you looking?
Looking for love in all the wrong places.
Did you find the thing?
Yeah.
Alex, can you bring me those pizza Pringles?
Those aren't yours.
What? Did someone buy more pizza Pringles, or are you just messing with me?
Oh, they're actually yours.
Yeah. I tried to get Scott to eat them.
Dude, what kind of animal do you think I am? I'm not going to eat chips while I'm broadcasting.
You mean like this?
Yeah. Wish I had pizza Pringles. Pretty good. What about nut time? No nut time? Evan.
Normally I'd do nut time, but
You can't set a precedent.
Pringles need to get eaten.
Just let me bring them home, and they'll get eaten.
You could have brought them home last week.
I suppose so.
All right, chat. I'm proving marketing wrong.
I
I
host a
ate
lot
two
of
Pringles and I put the top back on and I'm setting them aside.
TTG meetups at my house. What kind of snacks do you guys like? I found a Cane's in Pennsylvania Friday, but it was 1 a.m. and they were closed. Feels bad. It's like, if you were gaming, what are the big... Man, I feel like I eat so many snacks that I just don't care about snacks anymore.
Whoa. My piece of advice is a lot of the traditional things aren't good because they greasify your fingers. And that's bad for models and paints and stuff. I don't like cheese puffs being near my minis.
I need me a blue shadow. Drakenhoff. Where you at, homie?
Drakenhoff Nightshade.
Sometimes.
Yeah, Cheetos and chopsticks.
Cheetos and chopsticks.
The ADH Dreamer says, oh, fuck yeah, can't go wrong with pretzels and cheese. I got my friend to eat a grilled cheese with a fork. LMAO.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. No grease on my minis, baby.
If you want no grease and looking for a sweet treat, I fucking love Hostess's Swiss cake rolls, man. I didn't know things are banging.
Probably have grease in them too.
They do, but there's no residue on the outside, no powdery residue that would get onto models or
Listen
stuff.
to him justify his Hostess love.
I mean, I don't think you would get stuff on there. They're like coated in like a chocolate coating that's like, not melty. I don't know how to describe it.
I do think that food on a stick is a good suggestion if
there
you're
you go.
preparing like actual stuff.
Yeah,
Make
that's solid.
kebabs or whatever.
Kebabs. Favorite snacks, though.
Corn dogs while gaming, baby.
Gamer dogs.
Gamer dogs. I hate this. Truly. What do you think, Chad? Are we going to hit this giveaway today? We got 8 more to go. Giving away, hang on. Snot Goblin Gaming modular terrain. Wish it was at the State Fair. State Fair is only 5 months away. 4 months away. Something like that. I don't know. End of summer.
So many foods. So many snack wrecks. Oh my gosh.
Framing.
I'm not painting yet.
You were fixing to.
This color that I used, dark sea blue, for like the trim of the tunic, very similar to bearing blue. It's entirely unintentional.
Rufus Kit gave a gift sub to Whittle Goblin.
Hey!
Whittle Goblin.
Little Goblin, Malev was telling me that you wanted some like feedback on a video or something. Can you confirm? I didn't want to give feedback to someone who wasn't actually looking for it. I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part. Maybe that's what we should change the sub notification to.
I think I have to have seen the movie or else I'm a poser.
You haven't seen Starship Troopers?
No, I told you I started to watch it and then I was like,
That's right.
oh, this isn't a bad movie.
That's right.
I don't want to watch it.
Such a hostile work environment.
Why is that?
I don't know how we're supposed to get along and do this job if you haven't seen Starship Troopers.
Okay.
Alex knows what I mean. I'm sure.
Alex, have you seen Starship Troopers?
Of course he has.
I'm a fascist, I guess. The movie's it's just about Nazism and fascism. Like,
Okay.
Being bad. That's the point of it.
they seem really pro in it.
No, it is explicitly anti-fascist satire.
It is. It's satire.
Yeah.
All right, that works. Nice. You heading out, son?
Yeah, why not? Finish the podcast tomorrow.
All right. See you tomorrow.
Can I build that gun?
I stole some bits from it.
You stole like 2 little things.
Do you want it?
What am I building?
Go for it, man. All you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't know, why'd you look at me like that, Evan?
The usual reasons.
Wolf Painting Studio with a rate of 19. Thank you, sir. What are you guys? What was the streamer working on?
I mean, if they're living up to the name, it would be a wolf, right?
Yeah, probably.
Boom, got him.
Were you right?
No, probably
Damn it.
not.
Damn it, Evan!
Maybe it is a wolf who paints. That would be impressive.
Oh yeah, dude.
There was a dog at paint night last night.
What?
It didn't do any painting.
What?
I was disappointed.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are.
Bullet crusher gun?
Oh yes, multiple times.
My dog has not.
For what? Oh, you're welcome.
I'm gonna probably get some frustrated trying to build it.
Do you have plastic glue and stuff?
You said no glue required.
Oh, you need glue.
No, you don't.
No,
you
but
need glue.
Gundams, they just click together.
Yeah, they're snapped together.
You need glue. No, sorry, that's fine. Do you need clippers?
I think I have some at home, but
Do you want some ones that aren't shit?
probably.
Roasted.
I need the orange handle ones. Here.
Look, everybody, it's Alex. You can see his
Hey.
hand.
Hey!
Do you need like standing twigs and stuff?
No.
Okay.
Probably ones that don't suck.
Yeah. I wish
Should I just build this here?
you could. I don't know. These kind of all suck. They're kind of all like used and stuff.
That's pretty much what I have at home, I guess. It's
Okay.
like new shit.
Okay. Well, try and then
Don't
see if you
know
need
what
anything
they
more.
are, so just-
Yeah, let's grab one. Guest stream.
Yeah, Alex, you should just build the Gundam on stream.
Midnight Tick.
Let the frustration be known to everybody?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. That's the empathy builds when we all are having frustration together.
I also have no idea how to build it because the directions are in Japanese.
It's easy. You just follow the pictures and hope that the parts that you need are there and that the parts that got taken out of it.
IKEA furniture. It's gonna kill me.
Why do you want to do it? I'm confused. Like you're like, can I do it? It's like it's gonna suck.
Because I want the challenge.
Okay, you want us the challenge, chat.
See, he's interested in fulfilling his character arc and growing. I'm not ready to do that yet because the protagonist hasn't entered my life yet. So
Ah, wow.
Alright.
See ya. Thank you, Wolf Painting Studio. Have a great day. Someone asked, where's this model from? It's from the Greyjoy range in the game A Song of Ice and Fire by Kumini or Not. It is in a box called Heroes Box 2 for Greyjoy. get my highlight with the brown, I'm also mixing in bearing blue, which is not necessarily a bright color, but it's lighter than the brown color I used. And so I can simultaneously push my brown tone toward this blue color I have permeating like every color in my scheme, while also getting a highlight color at the same time. All right. Am I wiping more paint off? I am. Nice. Do I have that little... I do have that little cup still. Okay, I might apply another wash of this stuff. All right. On to the metallics now. Okay, I think I got my metallics out that I like a lot. Oh, I got the golds out. Did I get the silvers out? That's the question. I played a game of A Song by Fire last night. Lannisters versus Night Watch. It was a very close game. Man, those Night Watch, those watch captains are scary. Remind me, Evan, what watch captains do.
Watch captains have the new version of Relentless and Boldness and Courage.
Oh, I'm assuming you probably are playing an older version of the game, because the new version of Relentless is not that scary. Unless I'm like misunderstanding
It's not.
an interaction that you're experiencing in your game.
It's really scary if you are playing an only melee force and you don't have a way to shut it down. But if you're playing Lannister, you should have Lannister crossbows on the field. In which case you just stand back and shoot and say your Relentless does nothing, and then you shoot him again. And then do it again.
Maybe this is not the case, but it feels like whenever I play a miniature war game, my opponent has a thing that's easy to do, and he's effectively, or she is effectively saying, deal with it. And then the game is about how I am able to deal with it. I want to play a fucking faction where I set down a fucking thing and I say, deal with it. You know? Where's my autopilot?
I guess the zombie dragon is that. You know, but like fucking Drogo in a unit of flayed men. You know? That's not a great example either, because I feel like you need to be able to actually maneuver that unit without feeding it.
I understand what you mean, though.
Yeah.
What if Greyjoy struggles to make lists like that?
I've been told by the powers that be that Greyjoy is getting a little sauce, a little facelift. Not a facelift, but a little bump in the rules category. Have you heard this, Evan?
I have, but I was told that before the previous patch as well.
Yes.
And Black Tide Chosen got a little buff, and then Asha got removed from the game. That was what they effectively did.
Whittle Goblin saying, what if both players have a deal with it unit, and then you just run into each other, I guess. There's the Dark Steel.
See if you can deal with it. I wanna look at Asha's stats real quick. I was looking at them the other day, and they were, boy, she fell off a cliff.
Albino, Black Sheep. What did were you using? Do you know if you were using the updated rules with the updated version of Relentless? It's kind of hard to keep track of that shit. For
I think they were. If you're fighting into Relentless and all you have is melee infantry, it's a pretty good ability because you're stuck and you have to trigger it. So unless you have a way of shutting it down or a way of dealing with the unit without standing there and taking a bunch of attacks, the ability is good. But that's sort of fundamentally the lesson there is that it's a list building thing, that you have to have a way of dealing something without standing there with it. Yeah. Asha went from a win rate of 47.5% before the patch to a win rate of 39% after the patch.
Thank you, Simon.
Already one of the worst heroes. Just absolutely brutalized. Why? Well, she was outshining the other.
She was just used way too much.
Outshining. It's not that they just wanted to remove the ability that she had from the game and didn't think about how that affects her cards that relied on it.
Scaver is asking if I'm planning on painting up a warband for Frostgrave. At the moment, no, but I could very easily do that and have a lot of fun doing that. I would enjoy that for the exact same reason that I would enjoy doing that for Mordheim. I just don't have it's not in the docket right now. Although Don Haney texted me, and the guy who helped us with the stream, and he's like, Dan is like already planning and writing a list for Frostgrave, and then he told me he's like, if you want to write your own list, I think he said you don't got to worry about models or something. He offered to paint my warband for me if I wrote the list, and so that's a hard thing to say no to. So I may end up doing that. But yeah, that guy loves Frostgrave so much. Good old Don Haney. Hell yeah, I got my Necromancer and Apprentice done. Nice. I've been using Balon more lately. Jives well with Drowned Men IMO. He absolutely does. There's a card specifically that debuffs the unit you put on, but it buffs everything around it. And that card, I can't remember the name of it, is very good for, Drowned Men. But also Balon's just he's a solid commander, He's a great way to have a commander that doesn't put all your eggs in one basket. He's not overly aggressive, he's not overly defensive, he's nicely in the middle.
So you said something that I disagree with.
Okay.
You said that he's a great commander, and you know why I disagree?
Why is that?
He's in Greyjoy.
Hey! You fucked, Greyjoy, you suck! Tactical error. Okay, right, yeah, you are using the right cards then.
Yep.
Tactical error on my part, probably. I mean, maybe, who knows? I have no idea how your game went, but yeah, it's Night's Watch in general are challenging to play against, but so are Lannister crossbows. They kind of get on top of you. They don't get on top of you, they just fucking shoot you to death and you can't do anything about it. They also, what's the rule that allows them to effectively unleash hell, stand and shoot, Overwatch?
That is Night's Watch crossbows thing.
It's not a rule that any other faction has?
No. Ready, aim, release. When you charge Night's Watch crossbows from the front, they get to make a shot with their lowest attack die value on the way in.
Well, just you wait, Night's Watch players. That mechanic will come to a faction near you soon.
I'm sure.
Nothing is sacred.
Certainly not in Song, where they like to just put the same things all over the place.
Yep. Remember we're at the store talking with Dan about Frostgrave, and it has me wanting to scratch build some terrain for it. Oh yeah, that'd be great. Okay. You know what? I thought I painted a part of the belt that wasn't metal, and then I painted it leather again, and now I think that it actually is metal. So I'm gonna repaint it again. Okay. Let's bust out that Quellia green shade. Love me some green shades. How's the tattoo healing? It's good. It's getting in that itchy phase. But no, it's good. Very newbie question, but what brush are you using? It looks chunky, but the point is so sharp. Your details are insane, like the eyes. Yeah. I'm using a Da Vinci Maestro, Series 35, size 1. But you're right, it's very long and chunky, but a very sharp tip, which is the kind of terrain that I love. Sorry, the kind of brush that I love. That's the best kind. You have a good reservoir for paint, so it doesn't dry out on the tip very fast, but you have accuracy to paint very tiny things like eyes and whatever else.
Turn 3 Gahalta? I don't know. Wants to know, have the progression games managed to help you finally get an army done?
Yeah, I would say for the most part, yeah. I am behind. We're at 1,500 right now, and I have 1,470 points of Soul Blight painted. So I'm behind.
But not really, though.
Yeah. I think I've been using a bunch of different units in my lists, like Coven Thrones and Vampire Lords and Neferata, like all these big units. Graveguard, Dire Wolves. I feel like I need to just use... I need to write my 2K point list and just start painting the 2K point list stuff and not the ancillary stuff that I kind of just add in when I'm testing things out. That's definitely slowing me down, painting shit that I don't end up actually using in later, larger games. And so yeah, that's my next step. Is that I'm going to figure out what's going to be in my 2K point list and actually just write that. You could sneeze out 30-point endless spell and be ready. That's true, I could. But yeah, it's pretty close. Why is recess shading so damn hard? It just requires a lot of brush control. Dang, dude. That wash dried super fast. The Coelia green shade. Damn.
Rufus, I'll have you know that many of my minis have heads now.
They do?
Uh-huh.
Painted heads?
Kinda.
Kinda. But yeah, I'm excited to have 2,000 points of Soul Blight. I just don't know what the army is going to be. Exactly. The new book just came out, and I'm not totally sure like what is like good and what is bad. It seems like Legion of Blood seems really good, but it's hard to tell. All right, let's get some gold on this guy. Necro Gold, where you at? Where you at?
Speaking of metallics, XR Ben SX wants to know, what kind of brushes do you use for metallics? I don't want to use my nice brushes, but other cheap ones that I have don't have a hard tip or a sharp tip.
I'm lazy, so I just use the brush that I use for the rest of the model. I don't actually know if there's much of an issue with doing that. I could be wrong about that, but people's theory that metallic paints harm brushes seems dubious.
I'm inclined to agree.
It sounds a little ridiculous, and I kind of feel like when things sound ridiculous, they often are a little ridiculous. But who knows? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm also a metallics with whatever brush heretic. Nice.
Heresy.
Yeah, I don't know if that is going to cause a problem, but I don't know. I kind of feel like I've been doing that and getting away with it. I don't think I did this last time, but I'm going to paint the trim of this like chest armor with gold just to get a little more ornamentation on my boy. Okay, and then we'll just do a silver highlight, maybe a gold highlight. Call it a day. Gunmetal. No, I want this one. Natural steel. There we go. Scaver! Thank you for gifting us up to Tim Tams. What about putting metallics in a wet palette? Do y'all think those metal flakes end up transferring through the sponge to your matte paints, or is that hogwash? Well, let me ask you. I have a white paint on my palette right now, and I have a blue paint on my palette right now. Is my white paint turning a little blue? It is not. And colored pigments are way smaller than mica flakes in metallic paints, so that is definitely hogwash. I did a little test in a wet palette video one time where I put metal paint in my sponge immediately below a color, waited 30 minutes, and then painted with that red paint. I like mixed it around to make sure if there was any metal paints, they would mix into the paint. I did a before and after test, and there was no difference in the paint.
Yeah, if pigments are going to struggle to go through, there's no way that the metal flakes are going to, because they're far bigger than any sort of pigment in a miniature paint.
Yeah. You are good. You're good to put metal paints on a palette, unless there's some other reason why you're not doing that, which is like they break down when exposed to too much water, etc.
Yeah, it depends on the metallic paints that you're using. I'm a big fan of the Vallejo Metal Color Air range, but those don't do well on a wet palette.
They do not. Yeah, they kind of definitely fall apart.
They're like already so thin that they just kind of run away.
Yeah.
That's fine. You just put them in a hard palette. Excuse me.
All right. Well, he's done. But there are tiny things that I can do to fix some stuff. So let's do some tiny things. For instance, on the gold of his pommel in his shirt, there's a little bit of gold that got onto his shirt. And also there's no recessed shade there. So let's paint one. I could have solved that problem by painting the pommel with a color first and then painting inside of that color, but I didn't do that. Now there is some separation between the pommel and the shirt, and it's the same color that we've been using for all the other shadows. A nice blue color. There's still a tiny bit of gold on the tunic, so I'll just clean that up. And cool. I'm gonna do the same thing for the belt buckle right here. There's like no separation between the belt buckle and his tunic. And now there is. I'm gonna sink some wash in between the arm and his rib cage over here. One, that's very difficult to paint with a paintbrush to do a recessed shade. But two, yeah, it looks awkward with that bright color, kind of like deep down in that recess. So we'll make it dark, and we'll try to not hit the tunic as we stick our brush down there. But if we do, we can just clean our brush out and kind of feather it. Nice. All right, I got some more separation. What up, Orthober Studio? The Vallejo air paints require constant mixing. Yeah, they definitely do. I've been tempted to do the same for parochial paints. If I leave them juicy, if I leave them in a juicy wet palette overnight, they end up overhydrated and unusable anyway. Have you considered keeping your wet palette open at night, at least some amount? That might fix the problem a little bit, but I'm not sure.
Anu Gaming says, "Hi, Miniac, longtime YouTube watcher, first time stream.
Woo!
Love your painting. Very envious."
Thank you. Nice. That's looking good. There were some spots where the base coat that I used for the skin, you could still see like the original, like bearing blue color underneath it. So I'm kind of fixing that up right now. Also, I kind of want his face to not look like trash. I don't know how I did it better in the first place. I don't want to redo the eyes again.
You know what I have to say about that?
Fuck God.
Damn right.
Hanyu Gaming. Hi, Miniac. Long time. Oh, you already said that.
I did.
I kind of want to go sicko mode and print a ton of 6mm epic minis. Do it. I too want all my models' faces to not look like trash. Don't we all?
We all have dreams.
I'm gonna put some more of this Coelia wash down toward the bottom of where I put this golden trim. It's gonna settle in between the trim and the silver, and also I'm gonna simultaneously kind of darken down the underside or the lower side of this chest plate, just so it's like nice and bright, like right in the center, where his neck is. Oh, there was also, okay, I forgot one more thing: the wrapping on his axe and stuff, and also his sword handle. I left those so they could be dealt with at the exact same time. Just wash them in Drakenhof Nightshade, just so that like there's a little bit of difference. I have also been using that instant paint called Grave something from Army Painter. I don't want to keep
Grave Lord Grey.
That sounds right. I don't want to keep reusing the same thing. So we'll use this wash like a contrast paint just to get some diversity. Awesome. And then I forgot there was one other thing. I think putting blood on the axe, I didn't do that, but I want to do that. Also, I want to reapply the contrast paint to the cloak or the speed paint because I got a little, kind of rubbed it off with my finger. Oh my God. Oh, there it is. Jacking off Nightshade, lol. Stream, we got 6 more subs until we do our giveaway for some Snot Goblin Gaming modular terrain.
Don't do it, because then we have to stay late.
Don't do it. I mean, I think Twitch chat might be spiteful.
Do you really think that someone would do that? Gift a bunch of subs when we're at the closing end of our stream, so we have to stay live for an additional like 15 minutes to do a giveaway?
Oh, chat's trying to figure out right now if this was reverse psychology or not. They're like, how do I direct my spiteful donating?
Just Just remember, whatever you decide to do, chat, I will tell you that was my plan all along.
I did forget to do one thing. He has like these weird triangle-shaped armor plates that sneak out from under his fur. Forgot to paint those little triangles.
Eskimoses subscribed with Prime. We do love Prime subs around here.
Thanks for the Prime sub.
If we got another 5 of those, we would have to do the giveaway. Scaver gifting 5 subs.
There it is.
There you go.
Did I touch the cloak?
This is my plan all along.
Scaver, thanks so much for the gifted subs, as well as Eskimoses for the Prime sub. Really appreciate the support, guys. Giga Chad indeed. All right, I'm gonna hair dry for a second, Evan.
Go for it. You're muted. At least I think you're muted. Yeah, you are. Goblin. Snot goblin.
I kick ass for the Lord.
All right. I'm clicking the button. Here's how it works, my friends in chat. We are giving away 2 bags of Snot Goblin Studios modular ruins terrain. If you'd like to enter, it's !moist in the chat. The only restrictions are you have to be a follower of the channel, not a subscriber, a follower, and you have to be in a country or a locale that allows you to enter random giveaways. If you don't know, don't enter, but basically, we know that in the United States you can enter. In some areas of Canada you can enter. I can't extend beyond that. If you're commonly excluded, if you're always like, why can't I enter any of these dang giveaways?
Why is my country never listed in this fucking rebate or...
Yeah, exactly. Why does it always expressly say I'm not allowed as a resident of X place to enter a giveaway like this? Well, there you go. Giveaway is going to run a little shorter than usual. We're doing 11 minutes from when you're hearing this. And, yeah, we will have one lucky random winner. The other thing, it's not really a restriction, but we do require you to be here so that we can confirm that you are, in fact, a real person and get your info to ship this stuff out. But, yeah, !moist in the chat to get entered.
Are you saying that AI is entering our giveaway?
Could be. Too many bots.
Honestly, we wouldn't even know if they weren't human or not.
I'd know.
I'd know. I'm a real boy. We'll see, Crazy Vazy. Evan is going to determine that.
That's right. I'm not a puppet. I'm a real boy.
Let's hope that Squidmar is not participating. What would that do? Hey, I could probably make a cool color scheme. At least that's what my subscription fee would have me believe, at least. As an artificial language model, I am unable to enter your giveaway. What does that mean? Like you did like the voice acting for a text-to-speech bot, or
Nah, an artificial
else?
language model would be like ChatGPT.
I thought a model would be like, I don't even know what that word would mean.
We're gonna have to stop referring to chat as chat because people are gonna start thinking we're talking about ChatGPT.
Chat.
What up, chat? And then ChatGPT says, "Hello, I'm here in your computer." ChatGPT becomes a lot less scary when you imagine it as like a like late 1970s, early 1980s computer modulated voice.
This is true. Chad GPT, nice. Okay, there's the man.
What about the basing?
Oh, I'm gonna cast some bases and then get the casting resin all over the model.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I can't let you do that, Scott. I can try. I think that might have been a joke for something else, Vincent, but it came in at the right time.
Rufus, he's going to do that, and then he's going to open the cabinet, and then he's going to realize that he spilled resin in the cabinet on the minis or something. Nowhere is safe from the curse.
The curse.
The curse.
I love painting this tabard or whatever. What did I call it?
Yeah, sure. Tabard's good enough. Tunic.
Tunic, yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that indeed.
Shorty Wang subscribed to Tier 1.
Shorty Wang?
That's what it says.
That's what it says. It's not me, I swear. Megapix Phil. Welcome. Evening. How you doing?
How would you go about recreating wet clothing, like on the bottom half of a cloak?
That's not too difficult. You just, I mean, if it's muddy water, I would mix in dark brown blue into the paint that is the color of my fabric, and then paint it on the bottom of the fabric in a realistic way. And I think that's actually the hardest part. Look at how like water soaks up like a dress or you know, the cuffs of pants or whatever it is. And that will kind of then try to emulate that. It's not like a blend. It's not subtle a ton. It's like there's like a pretty defined line, like where the water has gotten to and where the clothing is still dry. At least what I'm thinking of in my head. So look up references, and then yeah, use your paint color for the cloth, and then mix in like whatever the water is.
Megapix Phil subscribed with Prime. In the middle of you talking about that, I didn't want to interrupt you.
Thank you. What up, Megapix Phil? Thanks for the sub.
Warhammer 40k Cadian Shock Trooper says that they would love a NMM painting Twitch session.
Oh yeah. Would you? I don't know if you would love that. It's pretty boring.
Don't tell people what they do and don't like.
That's
Some
true.
people want to watch you just work on like the teeny tiny portion of the model that's just the sword or whatever for NMM for 3 hours.
Yeah. That's what I'm kind of getting at. It's not very exciting, but we could certainly do that. I'm not gonna say no. We certainly can do some NMM on stream live.
NMM speed paint.
There it is. I already did one of those videos I do where it's like a largely unedited video doing NMM, and so that might be like good enough.
Didn't you make that video like 4 years ago?
Maybe it is an older one. Maybe I
It's
need it.
the chicken gold armor, right?
No.
No?
That is a video on my channel, but it's not what I'm talking about right now.
How to paint NMM start to finish?
Yeah, it's not gold, is it?
No, it's not her. I was thinking of something else. It's the axe on this
Fuck.
thing. I don't know what this mini is.
The Underworld mini?
Sure. Video is almost 4 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says if you look at it on YouTube, it says 3 years ago. You released that video on May 24th, 2019. YouTube really loves to round their dates down.
Yeah.
3 years, 11 months.
It
Yeah,
make-
it was 3 years ago, man.
It makes sense why they do that, right?
Sure.
They don't want you to think you're watching old and irrelevant content.
I'm not sure that the delineation between 3 years and 4 years is one that matters.
It's not, but if you can choose the thing that makes sense.
I guess. Replicator 5th resubscribed with Prime 3 months in a row. Thank you to Miniac for getting me into miniature painting. I have a real hobby now as of 2020.
You're very welcome. I'm curious what your fake hobbies were.
Yeah, exactly. What fake hobbies did you have before?
I think sometimes people put too much pressure on themselves to like produce, you know? If your hobby was writing Space Marine, Ultramarine lists and buying the models for the list and then doing nothing else, I'd call that a hobby, you know?
Scott, do you think I put too much pressure on myself to produce? As a producer of your stream?
Ooh. You know, seeing the quality of the stream, nah, I don't think you do. Otherwise,
Well, we're done here.
How could you let the things happen that happen? Replicator 5th. Did you get him or her?
Maybe.
Maybe not. Thank you for the sub. We
Yeah,
appreciate
that was the one I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Also, if you want to enter the giveaway, time's almost up. About 1 minute and 30 seconds left. ! Moist to enter. You must be a follower of the channel and not live in a country that bans you from entering giveaways.
My hobby is shopping for my new hobby. Anime content is like watching sorcery, mesmerizing. All right.
Where can I watch some sick sorcery videos?
I feel like whenever I watch anime content, it just seems like it's bad until it's like amazing. And then at the very end, it's like really good looking.
That's why you just got to do it faster.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not Ben Comments. All right, that kind of fixed up the face a little bit more. How much time left on the giveaway?
20 seconds.
20 seconds. Okay, so I shouldn't repaint the eyes right now, is what you're saying.
Picking the winner.
Doing it.
Leafy Decays, rating with a party of 23, right as we picked our winner.
Leafy Decays. Thank you.
C. Bush. Spelled.
See how Bush run?
See how Bush wins.
Thank you for the raid, guys. Feels like a real hobby. Feels like a real hobby to be able to sit down when I like and just dive right in. Nice. All right. I got you. Yeah, I'm sorry if my questions ever come off like criticism, like, oh, you shouldn't be doing or thinking that way. I'm just a very curious person.
Yeah, Scott is like unintentionally critical, unlike me, who is intentionally critical of everything. Painting blood on it. Wow, did not expect that. You didn't expect to win, then why'd you enter?
All right,
Here
take it
you
back.
are, you won. Something unexpected happened. What are you gonna do?
Take it back. You don't win anymore.
Yeah.
You went in with the wrong expectations.
You gotta go in with bravado and confidence. Or I guess you don't, because Someone who did enter with bravado and confidence didn't win. They'll win next time, I'm sure. Let's see here. Where is the name to click on in the other chat? I'm doing the same bit I always do.
Don't do it. Okay, cool. Replicator 5th. Happy to hear that. I love to understand. I think it's weird, you know. I didn't realize that my questions would ever seem critical until my wife brought it up, which actually kind of highlights an interesting thing about being in a relationship with someone very closely for a long period of time. Is that over a long period of time, they're gonna get annoyed with your shit and then tell you what's annoying them, and so you kind of become a better person, or at least you become a better communicator. So long as you are able to take that feedback and employ it. Yeah, I never would have thought that questions like that would make people think that I'm criticizing them. But yeah, totally reasonable.
Have you ever thought about being a better communicator?
I have. I think about it very often, actually. Not so much in like human language, but I do think about that. But more so in in video and script formats, trying to communicate ideas better.
You know what helps me communicate? When I say out loud the things that I'm typing, like, I need your address and your name and your email. Yet another winner that is not in the United States.
You guys make me pay fucking shipping? The fuck?
It's so funny too because the difference is so massive.
Yeah.
Domestic winner, it costs like $5. Foreign winner costs like 50.
It's all right.
We like spreading the love around.
We do.
Speaking of, who should we raid?
Also, I painted a whole mini in a stream.
No, you didn't. It's not based.
Come on.
Show it on stream.
I don't want to anymore. Suddenly. No, there it is.
Let me ask you a question that might come off as critical. Do you consider a mini done if it is painted but not on a finished base?
What are you saying, Evan?
I'm just asking a question. If it comes across as critical, I apologize. It's an important question for determining if the mini is done.
I wonder if I have. I painted a bunch of bases. I think I only painted 12 bases exactly. I think I casted enough bases for all the models that I was gonna make bases for, and then I only painted enough for the Silenced Men unit. But no, I didn't paint the base. So I guess it isn't done. How many minis did Evan paint this stream? Yeah, Evan. The fuck, bro?
This stream?
Yeah, this stream. How many did you paint?
None. But I didn't set out to paint any minis this stream.
Fine.
I didn't set myself that challenge. If you want me to sit over here painting instead of pressing buttons, I can do that.
No.
It's awfully dark, but whatever. I can figure that out.
He'll figure it out. All right. Who should we raid? Thanks to Love. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Do you consider a model finished if they does have heads? If they don't have heads? Probably not, no.
What if they're not supposed to have heads?
Then
How's
yes.
that grab you? I don't know who we should raid. Chad, you got any good suggestions? We did Monument last week, I think.
Quick white paint for snow. There it is. Penny Arcade's playing a non-GW game.
Oh boy. Oh, they're playing Battletech, our favorite game.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wait, are they playing Battletech? Are they playing Mech Warrior? Yeah, they're playing the Battletech RPG. I'm in. That's what we're doing.
So happy that I have this guy in my army again. I don't even really use this guy a lot, but I just like the model. It's a nice, simple model.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. I like how much like Gaston energy he has too.
Yeah.
Guy definitely looks like he eats 24 eggs a day.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Ladies, I'm gonna go raiding Westeros. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's it for us. I hope that's it for us. I'm dying.
That's it for us. All right. We're going to raid some nerds playing some Battletech RPG, I guess.
Damn right.
But otherwise, thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for supporting the stream. Thank you for, again, hitting over 50 subs for our giveaway. I really appreciate it a lot, guys. We'll catch you next Tuesday for a painting stream. No gaming stream this Thursday, but there will be a gaming stream the following Thursday. So in a week and 2 days from now, we'll be playing something. I don't know what it is yet. But thanks for everyone for hanging out. Hey, I get that reference now, the nerds thing. But yeah, guys, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for supporting the stream. Enjoy the upcoming RPG Battletech from Penny Arcade Expo. But otherwise, catch you in a week from now. See you guys. Peace.